if everything is working correctly, you should see some awesome, shiny, happy people faces and also mine, and you should hear my wonderful voice that was built for reading books. Thanks, everybody, for joining us here for Daggerheart, The Broken Spine, a one-shot called The Windswept Shores. We explore some more of the world that we are building with Game Master Carly. We're going to do a round of introductions. Holy crap loud. I don't know why it's loud. I've turned myself down. If I am still loud compared to everyone else, let me know once they start talking. Ryan, since you're in the top corner, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and who you're playing this evening?
Yeah, hi. I'm Ryan. That's all there is to do with that. And I'm playing Rurik Hammerfell, a dwarf warrior. I think it's gonna be fun to see how he goes through this game.
Excellent. Would you like to popcorn it over to somebody?
Uh, yeah, I'll.
You're like, no.
I'm trying. I don't have everyone's characters' names up, and I kind of wanted to do it in character.
Oh. Okay, I'll pick for you.
Okay.
Zabu.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, hey, hello. I am Sid. You can find me on the interwebs at _Sundance Sid, and also here on this channel, a whole lot, because I love it here. It's a great place to be. And today I'll be playing Zabu, Senior Rogue, and let's try to, get up to some shenanigans. And I'm gonna popcorn it over to Alizar.
Alizar. I'm Jason Lundy. I'm not playing Jason Lundy. I do that during the day, pretend.
This time.
Yeah.
Please let me stop.
I will be playing Alizar, the Galapa Guardian. A little bit of alliteration there. Should be a fun time. Let's throw it over to Mr. Courtney Love.
Oh, I guess I should have said who I was playing. Hey, I'm Jeremy. You can find me here on this channel. Also, you can find me on the socials at WH Pubs. And you can check out everyone else's socials at the links that just showed up in chat, except for Ryan, who does not social. This is his social right here. I am playing Kirko Bane, the Qatari bard. Took me a second to remember that. If you have seen the I am today's years old, when I learned that Kurt Cobain's name was Kurt Cobain and not Kurt Cobain, yep, I had to do it. Carly.
Great. Yeah, hi. I'm Carly. I make dice, and I also, game master sometimes. And tonight I will be game mastering, which means that I will be playing everybody else. We will be continuing our adventures in the wonderful world of the Broken Spine that we made for our very first Daggerheart series. Our adventure next week will also be taking place in another different area of the Broken Spine. But for today, we're gonna bring you down south for a little bit. We're gonna bring you down south towards the Windswept Shores. Off the coast of the Galeway, there is a wonderful town called Breezehome, known for its towering windmills and fields of flowers, and a not-so-quaint bakery called Home is Where the Heart Is. And in fact, that is where we find our wonderful group of people. They just finished some terrible, ugly, maybe fun, I don't know, mission on the outskirts of Breezehome, solving some unmentioned issues, and have settled down for a nice breakfast at the bakery. This bakery is not a hole in the wall. This bakery is like a 3-story endeavor inside of a windmill in the middle of the town of Breezehome. The bottom floor is filled with cases with rows upon rows of any kind of baked good that you can imagine. The smell in here is so infusive that it just, the second you step in, your whole body relaxes with the scent of dough and sweets and a little bit of coffee. You move out of the lower level, and it's got 2 levels of just seating and tables and booths of any kind. And so we find our wonderful troupe of people currently waiting in line to order some goods. Guys thinking about any kind of sweets or not so sweet?
I'm actually talking. I'm too busy talking very loudly about the job that we just did, which actually involved a heart-shaped box that somebody had found that ended up being a mimic, and so we went out there and slew it. So I'm regaling everyone in line about this. Really, I'm talking like to Rurik, even though Rurik was there, but I'm doing it very loudly so everyone can hear us.
You know I was there, right?
Right. I forget sometimes. You're so short in your stature. I just look right over you when I'm doing all the things that are very important. Yes.
Okay, good, because sometimes people say that being around me, it's like talking to themselves, and so I didn't know if I just maybe wasn't there.
Oh, I'll glance to Alizar. Rurik was there, right? You did see him?
Of course. Rurik contributed, as usual.
Did he
A little
now?
violent. But
What?
Oh, good.
Well, I should probably add that to this story that I'm scribing, because, I mean, if Rurik did something, that's probably important to note. Could you describe it?
oh yeah, he swung his weapon.
Really?
He charged it. He swore angrily at it.
How did I
Cursed
miss
it.
this?
So many curses.
Yeah, that sounds about right. What are we doing?
I look
We're waiting
around.
in line.
Oh, I guess that's us.
You like? We have a fine spread of fresh goods, plus, all of our quite complicated, or not complicated coffee drinks.
Did you know that we have just recently come from saving people's lives, their very livelihoods, and their lives themselves?
Story like 5 times while you've been in line already.
What did you think?
So,
Does it need any work?
very impressive. You should probably include the rest of your group.
Well, I was thinking, sometimes when we go to a village or a town, and we are such heroic figures that we're just given food and places to stay in exchange for being so amazing.
You can give me a presence roll, but I will let you know that the DC is very high.
I'll look over and be like, we do? We
I'm
do?
gonna say that's with disadvantage now.
Could I use entertainer as an experience for this?
Sure, so you can add your entertainer experience, spend the hope for that.
Okay.
However, you will have disadvantage, so you need to roll a d6 and subtract that from your.
Excellent. Oh, I almost thought that was a critical. Oh, that's terrible. Well, that ends up being a 3.
With?
Unfortunately, with hope, but not by much.
Okay, so take your hope. She just looks at you and is like, I'm pretty sure our bakery is more famous than whatever your troupe has ever accomplished in their lifetime, which means you will need to pay.
Fine. Rurik, please, bring forth your purse. We will continue to build our reputation as we travel these lands, and when we return, I do
Tell
hope...
me what you want.
Oh,
just
yes,
tell
I'll
me
just
what
have
you
one of
would
those
like.
fried donuts, the little squishy ones covered with the sugar and with the raspberry jam inside.
You got it. What about
And
the
a
rest
tea.
of you? What would you like?
Could I get a tea
what
as well?
kind of tea?
Oh,
Kind of tea.
what kind of teas do you have?
Well, why don't we start with, were you looking for caffeinated or not caffeinated?
Oh, definitely caffeinated.
Okay, well then, what level
Alizar's
of
like
caffeinated?
over Kirko's head and like going, no, on the caffeinated.
Whatever the most caffeinated tea you have is, I'm sure it'll be splendid.
Great. We'll give you Giant's Rest. How about that?
That sounds pleasant.
Yes, of course. The rest of you, what would you like?
I think I would get one of those fruit pastry things that Kirko asked for as well. And some tea without caffeine.
I'm not
Fruity?
hungry.
Fruity?
Please.
Fruity. Okay, you got it.
Kirko, go find us a table. I'll bring it over when it's ready.
I've kind of meandered off, and I'm speaking with a table full of people, telling them about our wondrous adventure and how we saved lives.
Alizar lean. Oh, good.
I'm paying for things I'm not partaking in, and look to Zabu. Do you want anything?
Zabu isn't there.
Oh, he's not.
He was
Just
there.
kidding.
He was
Where
there.
has-
He's not right now.
Okay,
Where has
I will-
Zabu gone?
I will turn to where Zabu was and say, "Do you want any?" Wait. And whoever is there, I will ask them if they want anything.
Yeah, there's a small little goblin child, like bright blue skin, big like ears that swoop out, kind of fluffy. That is just like giving you like the biggest puppy dog pout right now at her like 1.5 foot tall stature in her like little Sunday dress, and just kind of looking up at you like, really? She looks up at her mom. Can I? Well, can I have like 10 cake pops, like one of every flavor?
Yes.
You're a kind soul, Rurik.
So I'll add that to the order, and then I'll look for Zabu.
1 second. Alizar will turn to the attendant here. Please don't give Kirko caffeinated tea. Otherwise, we'll have to
no.
leave him here with you.
Giant's Rest is one of our teas that looks like black tea, but is no caffeine.
Bless you.
Of course.
My voice has slowly gotten quieter, not because I'm talking softer, because I'm getting further and further away as I continue talking with people. I do end up going out the door, but I'd like to know what happened to Zabu first.
Oh, you see him outside the door.
Oh, okay. As I step out and shut the door, I look at Zabu, and I'm like, shh. And I wave my hands, and I have like this long, like mop of dusty blonde hair and some cat ears that poke up through it. And the cat ears just like disappear with a pop. The hair turns, we'll say black, and goes up into like a bowl cut. I look human, my face gets like a little whiter, put on some extra pounds, my clothes change to that of like a farmer, and I turn around and walk back in. Oh my gosh, have you heard the word that this group of heroes just saved us recently from a heart-shaped box that was trying to eat people? And I will go around and tell that story to people.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick, you can easily enough pay for all of it with like a handful of gold. In fact, you have several handfuls on you because you guys just did do a job and got paid, so don't worry about that. But yeah, you easily enough pay for the order, including the 10 cake pops for the small goblin child.
You should get one of those pastries for Zabu as well.
Yeah. Funnily enough, so I walk back in with like a crepe, like a strawberry crepe, and I'm just like, I just walk over to the other two. I'm like, yeah, Kirko's doing it again, and just nonchalantly, just grab, I guess, a cinnamon roll on my one finger. The long I finger, and it says, thanks. And I just go sit down.
Yeah, easily enough, you can move through the people that are all on the first level to go up to the second level where there's more seating and not just people like waiting for their to-go orders.
I don't use the stairs; I just climb up there.
Oh yeah, very easily enough. In fact, you get up there about like half a second before the illusion form of Kurt Cobain gets up there and is moving from like table to table. Rorak, when you like hand the like handfuls of cake pops to the small goblin child, she gives you like the biggest, like toothiest grin, and she's got like 4 gaps in her teeth, in like really awkward places. And you see that she kind of scurries away from her mom to like a group of little other kids that it looks like she didn't know and had never met, and just starts handing out like cake pops to all the other kids that are waiting down there.
Aw. Such a sweet child.
Can I retcon something?
Sure.
So as I'm climbing, I see her get handed all the cake pops and go over to a group of kids. I want to be one of those kids. Grab the cake
absolutely.
pops and then make my way back up to the second floor.
Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, easily enough. You just kind of like pop out, take one, give her a smile, and then swoop away.
By the way, is Kirko's voice the same?
Mm-mm.
Just a different form?
I mean, he's changing it, like doing an accent, but his magic doesn't change it. Just his appearance. But you can hear him talking about how Alizar and Zabu, and he describes them do these things, and they're pretty cool things, but like how Kirko the Magnificent was definitely like the one who led the charge and really like brought it home for the team. There's some embellishments on what Kirko looks like. Oh, and then there was this guy Rurik. Apparently he was there also.
Yeah.
Rurik,
so...
you might remember doing some of the things that Kirko was explaining that he did.
I'm sure. I'm gonna say, well, that sounds a lot like what we just did, and the names are. That's wild, crazy coincidence.
Is this out loud? Like out loud, or
To you.
Oh, okay. I'll look over. Why? If it isn't 3 of the 4 heroes, with the most important one apparently not here right now. I mean, amazing! This is fantastic. Can I have your autographs?
Give me your presence roll.
That is a critical 2 5s.
So you can take a hope, clear stress, which I don't think you have any. And as you say that, like all the kids that are now holding cake pops, like giant like heart signs go in their eyes, and they all just start crowding. The two of you. Yeah. Sorry. Zabu has already swung up to the second floor,
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the balcony, just looking.
and so now there's like a bunch of kids that are like holding out like scraps of paper, like, "Will you sign it? Will you sign it?"
At this point, I catch Alizar's eye and I wink. Oh, I left my potatoes in the oven. I gotta go. And I'll head out the door.
Goodbye, random farmer.
I don't remember that man.
No, I think that was our friend.
You sign it?
He's not my friend. What are you talking about?
True. And even boat horns stop at some point. And he'll reach down and pat the kid on the head.
Even boat horns stop at some point. Whew.
Well, you got that from my friend Rurik, right?
Woowick.
Yeah. He's a great and mighty warrior.
No.
Are you guys signing too? Rurik. You sign it? Go sign it too?
He'll just put an X on the paper.
Look! He signed it! He signed it! It like runs off. It's easy enough for the two of you with the pastries and the couple teas to like head up to the second floor and meet up with Zabu and like find a table to settle down at. Zabu, as you're hanging out up on that balcony while the autograph stuff is happening, could you give me a instinct?
Instinct. Gotcha. The D12s, right?
Yep, 2d12s.
2d12. I guess I'm rolling with hope. Yeah.
I mean, I hope you're rolling with hope. You don't know until you roll it, though. You roll both of them. Tell me which one's higher.
The higher. Okay, so my fear is the higher die, so that is a 9 total.
He was willing it into existence.
Yeah. You're sitting up there, and you take like a glance back behind you, and you can see that there's a couple tables with what look to be like farmers from maybe the outskirts of Breezehome that are like kind of huddled together in like a little tent and seem to be talking about it. But you can't hear what they're saying.
This seems interesting. Can I sneak over there and just, hide under a table or something and
Yeah, so 2 options. You could sneak over there and hide over there, but you are also a night walker. So if you wanted to, you could spend a stress and just appear in the shadows under one of the tables, and you will be hidden in the shadows.
Sure, let's do that. That seems fun.
Yeah, so you turn back and you glance, and then you just kind of like do a little like fall forward into the shadow at your feet, and you silently pop up underneath one of these tables. And you can hear the tense whispering above you as they're talking. Yeah, well, the last 6 ships through the Galeway haven't made it through. Some sort of creature? I don't know. I've even heard that the boats traveling up the Essence River have caught some trouble. I don't know what we're gonna do. How are we gonna get our supplies to the other areas? Boats can't be. And they just kind of keep grumbling back and forth. And yeah, you catch information that apparently there's something that's blocking some monster or creature that is blocking the channel, the Galeway, out near the Essence River.
All right. So I pop up from underneath the table, laden with crumbs. Say, hey, yeah. Sounds like you guys.
Oh,
you guys are having problems.
wait, were you on? What?
Don't worry about all of that. Focus, guys. All right, let's just focus on the task at hand. You said you're having problems with your boats, your little floaty floats.
I mean, they're not our boats, but yeah, the ships, the merchant ships. None of them have been able to pass through in the past couple weeks.
Seems like a big issue. You think somebody pay big money if we clear up that little problem of theirs?
Well, I know that like the Merchants Guild down the road is trying to pool some money together, hire some people right now. At least that's what I heard, or at least that's what I hope they're doing. I don't know if I heard it or if I'm just like trying to put that into existence.
Well, let's hope you're putting it into existence. And then I walk away. Then I stop, turning back around. And say, "What's your names?"
Oh, I'm Joe. That's
Joe.
Bill, and that's Bob.
Bill and Bob. All right.
Yeah,
if this information is
we
incorrect, I'm coming back here and we're gonna have a conversation. And then I walk away.
okay. We might not be here though. You can find us at the JB&B Farms.
All right.
Just outside. Okay.
Cool.
Good luck.
Yeah, I take. Were they eating anything?
They had some like half eaten like scones.
Yeah, I
that
swipe
they were working on.
some scones.
Sure. Give me a finesse roll.
Cool. I have advantage on any attempt
Correct.
to.
Pick and pull. I know, it's a
Yeah.
great one.
Mm-hmm. You said finesse, right?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Roll with that, and then you said the high.
Yeah, which one's higher?
Fair is higher. Rolled a 2 and a 3. Fair is higher with the 3. So that is 7.
Advantage is
Yeah.
you roll a d6
Roll
and
a
add
D6
it.
and add it. 12.
Yeah, so you go and you manage to swipe like 2 of the 3 leftover scones that are there. Like, you grab them and you're turning away, and they're like, hey, what? Whatever.
And I just look over there. Just like, hey guys, we got seems like we got another job. You up for another adventure?
Perhaps. Depends on what's going on. Also, is that like your 4th pastry so far?
17th, but who's really counting?
Oh. You're going to be the size of Rurik. Or myself before too awful long.
Probably. But maybe not. So boats, merchant guilds, monster. Let's go.
Well, let's have a rest first, friend. We don't need to rush back out immediately.
But money. Where'd Kirko go?
Probably changing back into himself.
Right. But money though.
Well, sure, but we've got money.
But
We
more
can rest
money.
and enjoy it.
Look to Rurik. But money though? Question mark.
At least let the rest of us eat first.
You said like 4 words, but there were no actions. I don't know what you mean. Boats, monster, money.
Us money, boats monster. But
I mean,
money though.
I think
Oh, no. The ships are turning into monsters? We're going to be money? What do we do? What do we do? They'll start
Slow
like
turn.
calling in panic, like, Kirko, where are you? Kirko, I need you.
Slow
Go
turn.
outside, you hear somebody, maybe multiple somebodies chanting your name.
As it should be. I've come strolling back up after heading over to that little tavern that's right over there and also spreading the word about our deeds. And I open the door and hear Rurik screaming, and I close the door for a moment. And open the door again and go in. Oh, okay, Rurik, it's okay. It's okay.
The ships are turning into monsters and we're going to be money. I need your help.
Yes. We're going to be rolling in money. That'll be good one of these days. Ships are monsters. I agree. They go in water, which I am just... It'll be a cold day in the hells when you get me on a ship or on water.
Zabu, tell him. Tell about the monster ships and the money.
Oh, yes, dude. Tell me about the monster ships and the money.
Boats monsters. Monsters with boats. Us money have. But money though, slow turn to Alazar. Maybe rest. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm trying to put all of this together here, and it sounds like maybe you found another job for us, Sabu?
Right on the money
Oh.
that we should be getting.
And there are monster
But rest.
boats.
Monsters attacking boats, probably. Joe, Bill, and Bob said words, and maybe, hopefully,
who?
and I point the one finger towards the balcony.
And all 3 of them are just staring at the 4
Oh.
of you and like wave.
Hello.
Hmm.
Wait, did you find out what kind of reward this is? And where
They
these
have-
monsters are?
In the water, talk to Merchants Guild.
Hmm. Yeah, you lost me right after you said water.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can speak to the merchants later after we have our food and relax a little.
And then I just point to Alazar.
Well, eat up. Not gonna eat itself.
He slowly moves it up and takes another bite.
I suppose I should grab my tea. I'll be right back.
No, we have it right here for you.
Oh, that looks delightful. Mmm.
Just climb up Alazar's shell, and this on the way up, I tap Rurik. It was like, it's all gonna be all right. It's all gonna be all right. And I just, climb
I
Alazar's
don't
shell.
want to become money.
We're not gonna be money. We're gonna. All right. Okay. All right.
It'll be fine, Rurik. There's no bounty on you.
Rurik, everyone is currency. Everything is currency. You just have to find the right buyer.
He
But the
seems
things
to
that
ponder this for a
Kirko
long time.
says, that is one that's true.
Trust me, there are people who would pay a good amount of money for me to spend a night with them, for example.
Why?
And I lick my
Nighttime.
hand and rub it through my blonde hair.
Like your actual like human hand.
Right. Sorry, nervous habit. Wait, Zabu, because there are strange things in the world, I just want to double check. They didn't say anything about us changing into money, right?
No, we're not changing into. We're gonna possibly be rolling in it, but not changing into it.
Rolling in money is great, especially naked. You should absolutely roll in money naked at
Please do
least
not.
once to every night of your
Please.
life.
Kirko, please do not roll naked in the group funds
Again? Or
at all. Again, yes.
yes,
You did it
then
already?
that I never have.
Why do you think I warned you about biting the coins to check if they were real?
Rurik seems to be taking notes.
I have a small Zabu has a small existential crisis and like crawls into the sack that Alazar carries. I'm gonna just take a nap.
Oh, I guess we're gonna call it a night. Oh. Well, you
It's 12:30.
We will finish our breakfast. And if there is something that this merchant guild needs, I suppose we could speak with them.
I could definitely tell them where to find folks who enjoy going on the water. Absolutely.
Us. Yes.
But if any of these ship attacking monsters are inland, for example, maybe east of here, I absolutely think we should sign up for this.
After we talk to him, we'll know more. It's alright, Rourke. Don't worry about it at the moment. Just enjoy your meal, friend.
I don't have any food.
Rurik, where's your food?
I didn't want any food.
Oh.
Oh.
You
well,
know,
here.
you need to make sure that
Alazar
you're...
will break off his donut and give Rourke half.
Oh, no thank you. I still don't want any food.
Alright.
Are you not feeling well?
No, I just don't want any food. Am I not making myself clear?
Do you usually eat? I can't say that I remember. Is this a dwarf thing?
I don't usually eat when I don't want to eat food.
Oh,
Very
weird.
well, friend.
Why wouldn't you want to eat food?
I'm full?
Oh. Maybe it's all the money building up in your guts, ready to spill out.
He gets a face of panic. And then kind of like, that was a joke.
That was a joke. Good job, Rurik. Good job. And I'll pat you on the back.
Great, you guys finished your pastries
3 real hours later.
and your tea, and all of you are feeling about ready to maybe go see what the guild is talking about.
Yeah. Alazar will pick up his sack, make sure Zabu's still in there.
You never know.
He's in there.
Alright.
He has to come to terms with.
Alazar will gently pat him. It's alright, Zabu.
I wondered why I was sneezing that day. It was just cat hair. That's what it was.
That was just stray cat hair. No, it was placed there.
That doesn't make it any better. That makes it worse.
So, as we're heading that direction, Rurik, if you had to turn into a type of money, what kind of money would you want to turn into?
Of the dwarf kind.
Do dwarves use coins or chickens? Or I've seen people pay with goats before. Sexual
goats
favors?
Sexual favors aren't money.
But
That's
they
good
can be used to pay for things.
Yes, I suppose I have never thought about what kind of money I would want to turn into.
Well, you think about it, because just in case.
Use
Would
Kirko.
think-
Let's not cause his mind to become stormy. It is still calm at the moment.
You're right. I start fiddling with my tail, like plucking like the fur out of the very end of it.
It's
Yeah,
alright,
you guys
Rorik.
could.
Oh, good.
You can easily exit the bakery, which, like I said, is in the center of town in a giant windmill that's in the center of the town. The bakery is just like the bottom 3 levels, and then it like continues up to a good like 60 to 80 feet in the air. Got a giant windmill on top. But you guys start going like towards the western edge out of the city center, and only a couple buildings down, there is I mean, it's not gaudy. It's a mixture of a wooden and stone structure, 2 stories tall. That is the Merchants Guild.
Ever tell you about the time that I worked on the sea here? Was a guard helping prevent piracy.
You're going to have to explain this to me because I don't understand why you would ever choose to go onto the sea. Sure, look at it, it's beautiful, whatever, it's shiny, it does things, there's things that are delicious that live within it, but you can catch those things on the firm ground on the shoreline.
Ah, yes, but being on the sea, there's nothing quite like it. The boat rocking,
I will agree with that.
the smell of the air. It's on a beautiful day, you can see as far as you can.
I probably should have
Can't
gotten
even
one of
see
those
the land.
trees to go.
That is a very true statement. You can see as far as you can.
With no land in sight.
He means
With
there are no
no land.
obstacles. He means there's no obstacles in the way.
Of seeing as far as you can.
Right, you can see the edge of the world off in the distance, just before it falls off.
That's not how the world works.
Yeah, Broken Spine is not flat.
I remember when I used to be a pirate. As Zabu says from the sack.
Sorry, would
It's
you
a
say
little-
that?
Said I remember when I was a pirate.
That's how we met, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I've been a
You're
I was a
lucky they
pirate.
didn't cut your hands off or something. The
I was-
captain thought you were cute.
I was only there for like 2 days. It was all right. It wasn't for me, you know. Those guys got what was coming to them.
We were
Rurik will
walking-
walk into the guild of Merchants Guild.
Yeah.
We're here to stop the boat monsters.
You see like the one person that is like working like the front desk. You would know normally there's more people like around, but right now there's like only one person at the front desk, and they look at you like wide-eyed, and they're like, and they just like give a little point to like the door next to them that's like behind them.
Rurik will draw his weapon and charge through the door, thinking that there are
No,
boat monsters.
no! Ah!
I'll
That's
wander
always
in,
fun.
watching the door fall apart or swing out of the way, or whatever happens when Rurik hits it.
Yeah. I'm gonna need.
See, Kirko, this is why I said to keep his waters calm.
I'm gonna need a strength check because you were going through the door the opposite way that it swings, like by charging it. So I'm gonna need a strength check.
As Alizar walks by the one attendant, I just peek out. I'm just in the sack, just come out of the sack and say, "See, this is why we use our words."
I'm going to. Can I? To use an experience, do I have to use a hope?
Yes.
Okay.
You should have 2 hope.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
17 with fear.
Yeah, you crash through the door. The like hinges pop off of where they're like screwed into the wall, and the door just goes like slams down in the direction that you're going, and immediately you are in like a crowded like conference room that is filled with probably about like 10 to 12 people. And there's 2 people that are like right next to the door that pull out their swords and are just have them like directed at like at you.
Rurik, stop.
He'll stop and glower at the people.
I think
There's
Oh, good.
yeah, there is a human woman that is looks to be in her 40s with like salt and pepper brown hair that is at like the head of the conference table and just looks and says, "What is the meaning of this?"
I'm sorry. A small confusion here. Our friend thought there was some trouble ahead.
What kind of trouble would there be inside of the guild house? There's no sign of fighting.
He said that there were boat monsters in here. It'll point to the receptionist.
Yep.
The receptionist like peeks out and is like, "I absolutely did not say that."
Hey, we came in here. Rurik asked, "Where are the monsters?" And all Thaddeus did was point this way. So, I'm inferring, that there may have been monsters this way.
He said, "I'm here for the boat monsters," which I figured was what you're talking about. So I pointed him to the door. Then he just charged it, even when I shouted at him to stop.
Exactly. You didn't use any words. You just inferred that the boat monsters were this way. He asked about the boat monsters.
I told him to stop when he started running at the door. He didn't listen.
It's too late. You hear monsters inside. You gotta go take care of the monsters.
I didn't say the monsters were inside.
It's all right, everyone.
I'm not paying for this door.
Our friend is easily excitable and just wanted to help. It's all a
Do
misunderstanding.
you hear about the creature that is attacking the merchant ships?
Yes,
Do you have information regarding this, or what is your purpose here?
we came to inquire about it. Perhaps Kirko can explain our group's function better than I.
While this has all been going on, Kirko has taken a seat over next to the clerk and has pulled out some dried dates and is just watching and like popping dried dates in his mouth.
Oh, the clerk is like behind the door, like she was just peeking, like
Totally.
the door.
Yeah, I'm
You're
sitting
not
nearby.
You can't see into the conference room if you're sitting next to the.
Wherever's a good spot to view it from, I'm sitting there just like watching. Something needs to be explained? Absolutely. Hello. We are, we haven't come up with a name for ourselves yet.
We'll work on that later.
Should we do that now?
We haven't come up with a name after 6 years.
Well, after like the other, 3 and that horrible incident with the dragon,
We don't talk about the dragon.
That's when it changed, and we just haven't come.
I'm just covering Rurik's ears. We don't talk about the dragon.
Let's discuss this later.
Remind me what Alizar is.
A Galapa.
Right. So we are the turtle, the monkey, the dwarf, and the cat, and we are a group of heroes. You might have heard of us. We recently saved some of the locals from a monstrous harp-shaped box. No, none of you.
Haven't heard of you. Nope.
Well,
Haven't heard of
you
you.
will
Please,
soon.
Just explain what you're doing here before I have these 2 kick all of you out.
I'm gonna look at those two. Do they look like they could kick us out?
Give me a instinct roll.
Carly, what is up with your dice this evening? That's a 10 with hope.
Okay, take your hope. Hard to tell. They're both currently holding like long swords pointed directly at Rurik.
Okay.
And their stances seem solid.
I will step in between one of them and Rurik and kind of like use my finger to push the tip of the sword away. Just be like, it's
you
okay.
push it and then it just comes back up.
Oh yes, that's very. I see you've been using your little blue pills. Wonderful. So anyway, we are here to help you all with your monster problem, but we just needed some more information, such as where inland from the ocean these boat monsters are.
So you want to be hired to take care of the monster?
Well,
Or-
it's not like heroes do these things for free, now is it?
Proof do we
I
have
would.
of your capability?
Rook, don't you remember this is the time of day don't you need to go empty your bladder?
He'll turn around and walk out.
And she points to the door that's on the other side of the like clerk's desk.
Rurik charges that door as well.
I'm sure what you think you might have just heard Rook say was completely a figment of your imagination. Heroes such as ourselves, obviously are worth every ounce of gold that you pay us to rid your world of monsters that live inland from the coast.
You know something that we don't by saying that they are inland?
I mean, just my given knowledge of monsters and how those that live on the land operate, yes.
Dark information tells us that they're hiding out in a cave system at the mouth of the Essence River where it runs into the ocean.
Oh, thank gods. And I'll wipe some sweat off my brow.
Yes. I believe
It's not really inland.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's inland enough.
I believe what Kirko is trying to get at is we've only been told bare essentials of this, and we could probably help you quite well in your endeavor to rid these of these creatures, if need be, but we don't know a lot about what's going on. Hence his belief of them being in river, or inland instead of the river.
And when you say bear essentials, I do prepare to stop Rurik from attacking the bear. But Rurik has left the room, so...
I will need one of the two of you to give me a presence roll with advantage. One of the two of you.
Either one.
I mean...
It's up to you guys who you want to roll.
I have a +4, but if you want to try and do it, I don't want to stop you.
All right, I'll go ahead and do it then. He will, as Alazar's saying this, he, kind of puffs up his shell and, tries to give off a bit of presence. And I'll spend a hope, use bold presence.
Yeah.
Let's see, 13 plus 7. Sorry, 15 with fear. Before the plus 7, so 22 with fear.
Nice.
And then, since I rolled a
Alrighty.
fear, I'll add 1 to my Know the Tide.
Yeah, you sit there and the woman that has been speaking, for this conference, looks at you and says, well, you might as well sit down and gestures to a couple empty seats at the end of the table. What we know thus far is that through the past couple of weeks, some sort of terrifying, possibly multi-headed monster has been taking down the ships within the Galeway, especially ones that get too close to the Windswept shore side. Most of the attacks come around or near the mouth of the Essence River. One survivor in hysterics mentioned the creature slipping under the waves into an opening in the river, next to the river. Now, our knowledge of the area tells us that there are some caves near those cliffside shores that potentially this creature could be hiding in. Thus far, we have been gathering money from nearby merchants and farmers to attempt to put together a purse to hire some people to take care of this issue. As if it persists for much longer, have quite a detrimental effect to the trade in this area, if not all of the Broken Spine.
Has it sunken ships there? Or
It
just
has
attacking?
Sunken every ship it's come upon.
Real quick, are there any
Well,
like refresh?
Sunken or they've had to run aground.
Are there any
They've not been able to
refreshments on the
continue
table?
forth. There's like a pitcher with water and glasses.
So like every time I've gone and like tried to pour myself a glass of water, and every time somebody's talking about getting drug under the water, sinking ships, etc., I like spill my water. Sorry. Alizar, are you sure this is the right job for us? I feel like someone of less renown could probably handle this just as handily as us, and they probably need the money more than we do, right? Right, Zabu? Right, Rurik? Oh, yes, I'm showing from the restroom. Do we need to check on him?
Yes, why don't you go check on him? We'll
Okay, I
find
will
out
do.
the-
I'll do that. I get up and I get to the door and I'm like, wait a minute.
I just got Ruricked.
Ah, then I'll go find Rurik.
The woman just gives a little snap, and the like water disappears from where it's like puddled on the table.
Do you have any other ships traveling that way?
There is one. Well, I mean, it's quite a prevalent trading route. I know that there was one scheduled to go out tomorrow in that direction. As for ones coming or going from other port cities, cannot speak to that.
It was more that if we were to take this job, having a ship to travel on to get there quicker.
Oh. Well, you could, but I mean, you would know also that the mouth of the Essence River is only about like half a day's
Okay.
travel from where Breezehome is situated on foot. It's not terribly far from where you guys are.
And these attacks just started recently?
Yeah, past couple weeks.
I wonder why this just is new.
Just moved in. Maybe it came from somewhere else. Maybe someone summoned it. Honestly, the money is for you to solve the problem. There could be additional information, more money if you find out the why. Depending on the why.
Of course. And because I know my companions will ask, how much is the money?
For the four of you, correct? Your group is just the four of
Yes.
you? Currently, we have managed to put together a purse of 8 bags of gold, so 2 bags of gold each.
Does seem like a reasonable fee based on what we've charged in the past.
Yeah, you would know that your last adventure was 2 bags of gold split between the 4 of you. Granted, that one wasn't one of your highest paying ones, but 2 bags of gold each is a pretty reasonable.
And we keep anything we find?
Yes, of course. We just want the monster dealt with.
Very well. I'll look in the sack. What do you think, Zabu?
Two sacks each.
Yes.
Yeah, I pull out like an abacus and start doing it fine. Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. We can work with that.
And before my other friend returns, I know he'll ask about this as well. It's in his standard contract about a Kirko day if we are successful. He asks every village for that.
I'm afraid, unless your deeds prove extremely over the top, a Kirko day is not in the cards.
Oh, trust me, he'll tell you they're over the top.
That's true.
That's why proof would be required.
Very well.
What do you consider proof before we get started?
I mean, if it's a truly terrifying, epic monster that you guys bring down, I don't know, one of its heads.
All right. Okay.
I would think the best proof would be the creature no longer attacking your ships.
Well, true. I just meant in order for you to have a Kirko day.
Understood.
So if we bring back all of its heads.
I mean, if there's that many, then maybe Kirko can have his day.
I assume other adventuring groups have asked about this job as well. This is not a contract per se.
We had sent out a preliminary group about a week ago to discover what happened. None came back, and in the past week we've been gathering sufficient funds to put forth a purse.
And you mentioned there was survivors here. Are they in town somewhere we can speak to them?
Yes. It's Joel. It's the son of Joe out of the JB&B Farms.
Well, Joe could have said this when you know what? All right, I'm gonna bite him later.
Very well. I think we can convince our friends to take on this mission.
So much time could have been
Glad to hear it. We also managed to gather a preliminary assortment of goods for whoever took on the mission, and she gestures, and a person close to you scoots down, gets under the table and pulls out a little chest and pushes it over towards you're sitting at the end of the table.
All right.
Potions.
I'm assuming I'm picking that up. I don't think Zabu probably would be able to.
Zabu's in the chest. No.
Zabu's already opened the chest and it's inside.
Let's see what we got.
I mean, inside there are 6 health potions, just regular ones, not minor ones, and there are 6 6 stamina.
Useful, useful, useful. Okay.
Nice.
At the restroom, I push the door open. Rurik, are you okay? Did you fall in? I had a halfling friend one time that was so small that he tried to sit on the toilet and he fell in. The rim was too wide and he fell right in. He was down there for many moons.
I think he went to Narnia.
Rook's standing outside the bathroom, washing, using the basin of water to
Sorry.
wash.
Wash basin.
I didn't even see you there. How do I keep missing you?
It must. I don't know.
Tell me,
I don't know.
Rurik. And I look back at the room. Do your people, the dwarves, do they have tales about the horrors of water? Like, not just water. Water on itself is fine. It's healthy. Stay hydrated. But, like, large bodies of water in which things that bite and claw and eat you and you can drown and it gets your fur wet in a way that isn't pleasant. Do they have tales about that?
There are some stories, yes, but none about fur.
I suppose that makes sense. You are rather, you do have the big. Okay. Anyway, my point is, I think they're going to try and convince us to get on one of those rickety wooden vessels that they say are supposed to stay afloat, but they never do. Sooner or later,
They want
water
to put us
gets
on one of the boats that is going to become a monster?
Yes,
Oh.
right. That's what I'm
Well, if
saying.
it's the only way to defeat it, I suppose that's what we have to do.
Well, okay, but if a boat is a monster, I'm completely fine killing it from shore. We will just lobby or like launch.
We don't know. We have to do what's right.
Right, and I think the right thing to do here is to walk to these caves. And I hold up
If
one
you
of my
think
feet.
so, then that's probably what we should do.
Yes, exactly. Because look, the gods gave us feet upon which we can trod the ground, not drown, not be eaten by sea creatures, right?
I don't...
Not be eaten by boats that turn into monsters.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So, I have your support then. When they say you're getting on the boat, we're going to say, no, we're going to walk there.
I probably won't say anything.
That's abstaining from the vote is perhaps useful for me. I don't know.
Abstaining from the vote on the boat?
You know, we're going to play this by ear. Are you done? Do you need a towel?
Right.
You're dripping.
He'll wipe his hands. And...
Oh, that's unclean. Excuse me. I shout at the person that was hiding. You're out of the little towelettes over here.
We don't have towelettes.
Oh. That's unclean. Okay, come here, Rick.
I mean, just walk through the door.
Rerick.
Just walk through the door.
Yeah.
It'll dry it off.
What?
I'll walk
If you
through the
walk
door.
through the doorway, it'll just dry it off.
I'm gonna watch Rurik do this.
I'll walk through the doorway.
Rurik walks through the doorway, and little tiny wet spot from where he just did his hands, and the little bit of water that's still on his hands, all gone. It's like he walked through a prestidigitation spell.
That is fantastic. I'm gonna go and like wet up my hair, kind of style it, and then walk through.
Yeah, you do. You walk through, but as often happens with a prestidigitation spell, if you're not doing it, it dry. It, like you get all fluffy, like very fluffy. Like the styling is gone, and you're just.
You know, it could be a thing. And I'll go follow Rurik.
Yeah, the two of you come out and start heading towards the other door right as Althazar and Zabu are leaving the conference room.
Oh, you have a chest.
Yes, they gave us some potions for the job.
Interesting. This sounds like a deal has been made then.
Correct, and yes, I asked about Kirko Day. And they will only agree to that if we bring back proof. Significant proof.
Define significant proof. And for what it's worth, this is great because it is a far in advance of what most of the time we're told. So, what kind of proof do we need?
Well, if the creature is like an epic battle, perhaps its head, or if something else is provoking the creature, destroying that. Once we get there, walk down the shore to the caves, we'll see more.
I have no doubts that it would be the most epic battle that these simple folk have ever been told about.
I expected you would want to tell them about it once we return. I also got them to agree that we get to keep anything we find.
Oh.
There's some ships that have been sunk there.
That
we could perhaps check for gold or things in the sunken ships.
That sounds like a Zabu thing.
I don't know that Zabu can hold his breath that long, but...
I look at Rurik. I don't think we should throw the heavily laden dwarf in the water.
Well, of course not. I can swim well enough. I was given flippers after all.
It takes him a moment, and you notice that there's like this realization in his eyes. Oh, I see. Okay. So are we heading out now, or?
Well, we did ask about survivors. There's some farm. I think Zabu mentioned it earlier.
Right, the JB&B farm.
Yes. There's a survivor there if we want to hear about the creature.
Do we want to hear about the creature?
I would assume so. Know what we're...
I kind of move behind Rurik when I say that, and I'm like... We'll be very cautious in how we hear our tale.
Yes.
We don't want any extraneous damage like last time. Or this time. And I gesture at the door.
Oh yes, they didn't even ask us to pay for that. I'm surprised, actually.
Fantastic!
Well, you see the clerk is already just re-screwing in the hinges, because it's not like the door broke apart, like the hinges just got pushed off, so they're just re-screwing the door back into the
You look at
frame.
Zabu.
Yes.
And Zabu just has unerring eye contact with this clerk. Just glaring.
Did I forget anything, Zabu?
The clerk starts to blush.
One of these days, you're not gonna know when it's gonna be. But I'm gonna bite your foot. I'm not gonna tell you when it is. It's not gonna be today. Might not be tomorrow. And then I appear behind them. It might be today. And then I
look at you. They look at you and they have a little like blush staining their cheeks because you were like staring at them so intently. And they're like, and they just whisper quietly, "Is that a promise?"
Yeah, it's a promise.
And they just go back to screwing it.
And then I just walk away. I walk back to the sack.
I'll lower the sack down so Zabu can get back in.
I just walk backward, just glaring, and just slowly climb back in the sack.
As you're like disappearing into the sack, you see these like little like anime heart eyes just appear as she looks at you disappearing into the sack. Like you're the cutest thing that she's ever seen.
Kirko is about ready to place his typical bet with Alazar on whether it would be today or a future date that Zabu bit someone when this happens, and instead my jaw is just like dropped like half a foot down, And I'm like completely confused as to what the hell just happened.
Uh,
Perhaps we should go before he does decide to bite her.
Let it be known to everyone in the chat and on the stream. That was a threat.
You can't threaten the willing. I'm just saying. Well,
Look,
before we end up being
you
here
made some
all-
moves and she interpreted them. That's all I'm saying.
Before we get stuck here, in case Sabu does bite this woman that obviously would like that to happen, we should probably go
Yes.
Yes.
to
Yeah,
the farm, which is
Easily
on
enough,
land.
you guys can leave the merchant guild. You would have gotten directions. You would know that the JB&B farm is out on the northern edge of Breezehome, which also happens to be the direction that you need to go to head towards the mouth of the Essex River. You got a description that the JB&B farm are these 3 farms that all butt up in like a little like a U next to each other. And so like if you head down the pathway that you're the road that you're given, you'll find 3 houses like all built like right next to each other, where there's like no clearance between the houses. They're all like right next to each other in a U at the end of the drive, and then the farms and flowers all spread out like out behind.
Are you okay, Rurik? You've been awfully quiet.
This is a cul-de-sac.
I am impressed.
I know you are impressed.
Where did you learn that term, Rurik?
I know a lot of things. I don't know where I learned that term. Yes, I'm okay. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Just looking forward to hearing this story of this monster. Yeah, it'll be just a story. We don't have to worry about any monsters here.
Okay. Are you sure?
Positive.
How can you be positive?
Oh, I can tell. Just there's a feeling I get when there's trouble ahead.
What's the feeling feel like? Maybe I get it.
Well, you don't have the shell to get it.
Oh, it's a shell feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys come down the aforementioned cul-de-sac. At like the entrance to the cul-de-sac, there is a little like built-up like gate that is open, and over the top, it just has in like a wrought iron like calligraphy sign. It just says JB&B Farms. And spread out before you are just like fields upon fields of flowers. It's called a farm, but it's like all flowers. But then you notice at the backs of at least the 2 to the sides that you can see, there are windmills. But like surrounding the windmills are a bunch of little of like the beehives. So they do a bunch of flowers, but then they also have like they're beekeepers. They do honey.
What kind of weapon does Rurik carry, by the way?
He has a long sword and a short sword.
Okay.
But
Hey,
yeah,
well,
it's easy enough to head down the path. You would know. Also, there's like little signs like on each of the houses, and the one on the left is J. There's B in the middle, and then there's another B on the right. And there's no difference between the way that the B's are like marked on the middle and the right.
I do
believe
want
it
to
was-
stop here.
Oh.
You did say it was Joe or Joel, correct?
I was just about to verify that was Zabu.
Okay.
Yeah. Joel is, I guess, Joe's son or whatever. But yeah. So you guys head over to the J. I'll be right back, and I go over to the second B's house, Bob, and
Yeah.
I go inside. After a few minutes of just quiet, you hear a loud yelp, and I just come out, just stroll out casually.
Oh yeah, the door was absolutely unlocked. They do not lock their doors.
It wouldn't have mattered either way. I would have gotten in. But yeah, so yeah, I did that. Had to go bite Bob because they didn't tell me that Joel was Joe's son and he was a witness. So yeah, let's go. I'm just meet the rest of the guys over at Joe's house.
Before-
While Zabu is doing that, the other three of you head up to Joe's house.
Yeah, before we head up the way, though, I do say, okay, now, Rurik, learning opportunity here. Which one is Joe's house?
How am I supposed to know that?
Let's just say if there was a sign from the gods that's shown.
I don't have a shell. I can't
Oh.
sense those things.
Okay,
I don't think that's
Alazar, can you lead the way? I'm trying, Alazar.
Yeah, you step up to Joe's house, and
Sometimes there's no winds on the way.
yeah, you see a couple people moving like through the windows, like to the back left of the house, like inside the house.
Elzar will walk up and knock on the door.
Just a moment. And you hear some like light footsteps, and then a woman opens the door, a half-elven woman that's got like dark brown hair, very lithe, has a bright smile on her face, but and like brown eyes, and just looks at you and says, "Yes, how may I help you?"
Yes, we were here to speak to a survivor of the ship attack. To see what they saw and understand before we go try to take care of the creature for them.
Oh, you've been hired to try and... Of course. Come in.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised you don't recognize us. It's probably because Zabu's not here, but
He's just upstairs, second room on the right.
we're rather
Feel
famous.
free to go speak with him.
Yes.
Oh,
Is he
I'm sure you
doing
are,
okay?
dearie. He's doing all right. It's only been a few days past. Well, he's recovered from his injuries, but well, we're trying. He's trying. You know how it is.
Well, it's good to hear that he's recovering from his physical injuries.
Kind of physical injuries.
Had a broken rib, couple scratches.
Well, we'll try not to disturb him too much so he can get back to his rest. We just need to ask him a few questions, if you don't mind.
Of course, I completely understand. I'll make you guys some tea. It'll be ready when you're done.
Oh, could you make sure it's the extra caffeinated kind? Because I had some earlier, and it just didn't seem really to do much. I feel like I'm maybe starting to get a tolerance for these things. If you have it,
Well,
I'm sorry. I
You'll
apologize.
get what I have on hand, dearie. Okay? I'll make
Thank
sure
you.
to put some honey in it, though.
As we head up the stairs, Alazar, is there any kind of creature that you know of, either in tale or personal experience, that has multiple heads, breaks ribs, scratches?
I mean, I know of lots of things that can break ribs and scratch. Multiple heads, I'm not so sure. Would I know of anything, Carly, around the waters?
Give me a knowledge check. Are you Seaborn?
I am Seaborn.
Can I help?
Then you can give me advantage.
Okay.
You can have it with advantage. If you spend a hope, you can help also. You'll get the higher of the d6.
Okay, perfect. Remind
He's
me.
gonna
Sorry, go ahead.
He's going to steady himself a little bit, just kind of take a deep breath as he's trying to think through this, and try to use my if the water is calm, the boat is also. Experience.
Remind me how. Now do I roll a d6 and we take?
Yes. So he will roll a d6 for his advantage, and you will roll a d6 for yours because you're helping. And then whichever one is higher is the one
Perfect.
that you'll take.
Well, mine's higher. I got a 6.
Nice.
Also, spending 1 off my Know the Tide. 20, 21. And what stat did you want for this?
A knowledge.
Okay, 23. Without.
Yeah. You would know one of the first creatures that comes to mind that has multiple heads, fond of the water, would be a hydra. You would know that they're famous for, cut one head off to grow back. You don't kill them fast.
You will detail that. There's a creature known as a hydra that lives in the seas, or near the seas, that have multiple heads and can grow them back after you cut them off. Very, very dangerous creatures.
Interesting. So you're saying that they said the more heads that we brought back to them, the higher our
Don't
reward
even
would
think
be.
it. They're dangerous creatures.
Right, of course. Quite. I mean, I've never seen one or heard of one or heard anyone that has. I'm sure you're correct, though. But we
You've
should think
absolutely
about this.
heard of a hydra before.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
I'm just saying we should think about it. Keep it on the table.
You never heard of a hydra?
Oh my God!
What are you, an idiot?
Where have you been?
It's happened again? I need someone to make sure that I do not have powers I do not know that I have. I seem to keep disappearing.
I thought you went off with Zabu.
Zabu reappears.
Oh, you're both back. I see.
Yes.
Nope. Rurik was here the entire time. What?
Rurik is trying to split his attention between Alizar's shell to see if he can see when Alizar senses something with his shell powers, and his own skin to see if he can see himself fading from view.
Perhaps we need to see a cleric for you, Kirko.
The next time I notice you're not there, I will let you know.
How will you let me know?
I mean, I'll just say it out loud. You know, once you say it out loud, it makes more sense that wouldn't work. We will devise a plan to find out what is going on with you, but first, there is an injured boy that needs our help.
Yes, because if we don't speed this up, then we're going to have to take the boat.
What are you waiting for? Come on. This is the door. Come on, walk through it.
Alizar kind of smiles after he says that, and Kirko moves on.
Yeah, the door is open, so there's a young man, like 18 to 20, that is like already like sitting up on his bed, just staring at you guys like you guys are crazy, as you guys walk through the door.
Well, he looks fine.
Yeah. Looks all right to me.
I don't know how I can help this child.
Well, we're here to hear his story.
Not a child.
I was gonna say, I'm not even sure you could consider him a child. You're like a slightly undeveloped man. What?
An adult? A young adult?
Yes.
I guess.
We're sorry to bother you. We understand you've been resting and recovering. We were the ones that are going to go try to deal with the creature near the river. Can you tell us what you saw and what happened? And
Right. I was being sent to escort the newest delivery of honey from the JB&B farms up the coast to Shield Harbor. I was on the ship. Many other people, the Gilded Rose. Well, not even a half a day into our journey, sailing through the Galeway, heading by the mouth of the Essence River, following along the coast, and a creature attacks from underneath the ship. Heads rising out from the water, biting and pulling sailors underneath as, I presume, claws I didn't see shredded the hull of the ship. Water started flooding in underneath. People were trying to abandon ship, but they just got picked off by all of the heads. One of the sailors managed to cut a head off, and two more appeared out of nowhere. The only reason I made it out alive is honestly, well, I got whacked by its tail, sent overboard. Guess the sea was with me that day as I washed up ashore, barely conscious, water full of lungs full of water.
Now,
Wow.
you say that you were delivering for JB&B Farms, and you're going
Yes.
up the river to Shield Harbor.
No, up the coast.
Right,
Shield
to the
Harbor.
coast of the river, correct? The thin,
No.
not as deep water that goes...
No, we were going through the Galeway, and we were by the mouth of the Essence River when we were.
they were on a ship, yes.
Hmm.
I have a question. Why is it called JB&B Farms?
Well, my dad Joe, and his brother Billy, and his other brother Bob.
Oh, I thought Billy and Bob would be short for William and Robert. I
No.
must be mistaken.
No. Billy and Bob.
It's a dwarvish naming thing.
JB&B. And I'm Jay.
I still
again.
don't see the connection, but okay.
So will they soon call it J and J and B and B, or?
No, because there's me, Joel, and then there's Beatrice, and then there's Boleyn,
Wait, now who the hell is Beatrice?
my cousin.
Okay, when we get back, I feel like you need to have some kind of diagram drawn out for us so that we...
No,
Actually, it probably doesn't matter. I was going to add this to the song, but I don't think it's going to really be that helpful.
he turns to Althazar and is just like, "Do you have any other questions, or can you leave?"
Alice, I'll ask if we have to use a boat for this thing to attack us.
No, we should be fine. You mentioned there was a cave. Was that you that saw the cave?
I saw caves, because I was brushed up the coast, but No, I believe that came from otherwhere. The sites of nature. I barely conscious when I crawled up the coast. By
Understood.
the time I recovered, I only had the wherewithal to make it back here.
How far offshore was your boat when you got attacked?
I mean, not very. You know that the galeway is pretty thin. It's a thin channel between Everdale and here. But we were riding right in between the two. I would say maybe 200 feet offshore on either direction.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you.
Before we go, could you spell your name for me? Because I'm trying to figure out how to rhyme your name with useless knave, and I don't really think it's going to work, but if I were to incorporate you into this song about this heroic deed we're doing, I'll try and find something else to rhyme with Joel.
Oh,
Any other questions?
No. Thank you.
I'm just gonna wing it.
I bet your uncle.
Jouyl. Excellent.
Perhaps we should let him get back to his rest.
Before we walk out, I'm just like, I bet your uncle.
You did say you were going to do it. Just
My uncle isn't here right now. My uncle's in town.
So who the hell did I bite?
Probably his
Well,
cousin, Beatrice.
Wait, did you go to Billy's house or Bob's?
Bob? Probably.
Well, might have been Berlin, but if you think you went to the master bedroom, then it was probably Bedina, his wife.
I'm gonna just come back later and bite everybody. It's okay. And just walk out.
Please don't bite me. Could you just not bite me? Maybe my mom.
I glare at him, and I slowly back away and get into the sack. Might not be today. Might not be tomorrow. But I'm gonna be back for you. You have a good day now.
Did you say that to Carol? Because it's kind of her thing.
Who the hell's Carol? And I just get into the sack. Just get into the sack.
Rick, just so you know,
So
you
we
are
should-
still with us. We can see you.
Ah, I was worried.
Perhaps we should let these people rest and not scare them any more than we have to.
Who is scaring them?
I look at the sack.
It's pretty early to be resting. It's only like 1 p.m.
He
Well,
really
we
should
have
be
a long
out.
walk ahead of us.
He really should be out, like, helping his family. I don't know why he's resting in there. He barely had a bruise. Oh, we should probably leave the room.
Yes.
Bye, Joel.
Yeah, Joel has already left. Joel left his room.
No.
Oh, look at this comfy bed. Go over and do biscuits on it.
With your hands.
Yeah.
Alazar just kind of walking out. Oh man, sometimes they test my patience.
Who are you talking to?
Zabu.
So
Well-
I hear it's a half-day journey north from here to get to the Essence River.
Unless we take the boat.
Right, and since we have plenty of daylight today, right now, we should just go.
I expected you might.
Okay.
might think that way.
No time like the present, they say.
This time is a gift.
I've not heard that one before. Is that a dwarven limerick or something?
Well, anyways, as this conversation continues, as you guys make your way out of JB&B
Making our way.
Farms and down the path towards the Essence River, I feel like this is a good place to take a little break. Right.
Awesome. We'll be back after I figure out where the button is. We'll be back in 5 minutes or so. Everybody hydrate up, do your stuff, and we will see you then. Welcome back, everybody. Let's dive on in to some windswept shore. Blah, blah, blah.
Speaking of the Windswept Shore, we find our wonderful troupe of characters, because they are characters, traveling along the path. They've finally exited Breezehome and its surrounding farmlands behind them. They leave the blooming fields of flowers and the towering windmills, and they're currently traveling along the path next to the coastline. The coastline here, if you've ever seen pictures or visited, looks like the coast of Dover, like these sheer cliffs with just like little beaches down at the bottom, like white cliffs, and you're just kind of walking along this path near the edge, where it tumbles into the sea, heading out towards where the mouth of the Essence River meets the Galeway. Their travels are with relative ease. There is quite the wind up here, thus the name of the Windswept Shores, as you're traveling in these like unprotected bluffs. The wind just whips past you constantly. Zabu, you're safe in the bag. You'll probably take a nap if you wanted. Steal as many of the potions as you want to keep for yourself, and no one will know.
Salazar will just kind of stick his head up into the wind and just let it blow across his face.
There's definitely times where, Kirko is almost swept off their feet. The sturdiness of Rurik and Althazar mean that they don't really have any issues traveling through these winds, but occasionally an exceptionally strong one whips through, and Kirko goes floating up for a second before coming back down to the ground.
And I'm walking like the furthest from the shoreline as possible. And when that happens, like I landed, I'm like, I do that cat spat thing. I mean, wonderful. This is a beautiful view.
You wanted to walk, didn't you?
I did. I'm so thankful. I truly am. You have no idea.
Maybe you can turn into that fat bartender that chased you out of town after he caught you with his wife.
It's true, but it doesn't actually do anything to it's illusion. It just makes me look that way.
Ah.
So, I do like your thinking, though. And, what else would you like to talk about that doesn't have to do with water?
The day continues to pass, and the cliff sides of the Windswept Shore raise higher and higher, as you know that they do. As the highest points of the cliffs that break off into the oceans meet where the mouth of the Essence River sweeps through. So you're just climbing higher and higher above the ocean to your left.
How
as
long do we
you
think it would
pass
take
through the
us
day.
to get there?
You think that it'd probably take about 6 hours
Okay. Looking over.
without like any breaks.
Okay. Looking over Rurik and Kirko and their armor and stuff. I know we just recently completed a mission. Is everyone like in good shape? Is their armor repaired?
Yeah. You guys all had like a day of rest, or at least a night of rest before you went to celebrate.
Okay.
So
Do we want to
you guys are all sitting pretty right now.
do we want to rest tonight before we go to this creature tomorrow, or go to the caves potentially at night?
Did you find out, are the kids on this side of the river? Yes?
I don't think we know that. We may have to swim across the river.
Right, so when you say that, I hear the words you're saying, but what I'd rather you say is the caves are on this side of the river, and maybe there's a bridge. Does anyone know if there's a bridge?
I'll say the caves are on this side of the river, and maybe there's a bridge.
Rurik, I knew there was a reason that you're my favorite. Also, I can still see you.
Oh, good. Do you have any bad feelings? Do you have any bad feelings, Alazar?
Oh no, I'm feeling great at the moment.
What about your
excited
shell?
to get to the river.
What about your shell feelings?
Oh no, it's okay at the moment. I was just
Okay,
asking
I'm
in
trusting
case.
you.
Oh yeah, so I'll let you know if I feel bad.
At some point,
You would also know that like it's currently like summertime, so the days are long in terms of how much light you have. So you would probably make it there an hour or two at least before sunset.
Okay.
I feel like at some point when Rurik is like not within direct contact with Alazar, I'd just lean in and whisper like, "Is that a real thing? Can you do that?"
No.
Oh, okay. I'm still gonna add it to the song.
Fine. That would be the less orchestrated part of your song, I would suspect.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Let's try to keep it more realistic.
I tell only the truth in my ballads.
So you guys continue your travels, and when you're, towards the end of travels, when you think you're about an hour out, you start seeing the rise in the land come closer, which gives you the hint that the river is there and that you're actually reaching the point where you're coming up where the river cuts through the land. The further you walk, the more you look east, and you can you start to see peeking out very, very far to the east a glint of water where you know that the river rises up to be level with the land versus being a gorge. You guys continue to trek closer, but you have visible indication of your perceived destination.
Does it look like, does the river, just out of curiosity, so does the river like go through a gorge out to the ocean, or is it like a waterfall off the cliffs?
Oh, yeah, no, it looks like it's a gorge
Okay.
out to the ocean. There's a waterfall somewhere inland, very far away, since you can only see the glint of the river off to you.
Gotcha. Cool, thanks.
You can swim, right, Kirko?
How would one know that?
That would be a no. You would
I'm-
have to have swam before.
Oh, it's not just like a thing that you do.
I mean, I do, yes, but I was born on the water.
I mean, I was born and raised near the water, but my family always said if the gods wanted us to swim, they would have given us gills and fins. And obviously, I have this majesty that you see before you, but no gills, no fins. And I don't want anyone else to know this. I trust the three of you, but I actually smell rather bad when I get wet. I don't know why.
Perhaps you need cleaner water.
Perhaps. And I don't really like the idea of sinking.
You guys continue to move closer. You're
Fine.
now getting actual physical signs of being able to see the gorge and like the separation of the land between the two sides of the river. You see peeking out from the slope of the land that builds up to where the gorge is, a forest starts stretching out along the other side of the river. First indication of really any kind of like trees or anything like that, as this entire area has been like rolling greenery with just, which is why you've felt the wind so present. It's just flat and small rolls across the land.
Are we on the top of these cliffs?
Yes.
Do we see a bridge?
Give me an instinct roll.
Maybe I shouldn't have asked because now I'm just going to feed the fear machine. Instinct. Oh, this will be great. It'll be
You
fine.
could roll with hope.
What in the actual heck? Well, oh, that's a 10. 17 with fear.
You look out and you do see a bridge, but the bridge is very far to the east after what appears to be the waterfall of the river into the gorge. And you know,
Gotcha.
looking at it, that you could maybe make it to the bridge by nightfall, but it's a few hours travel. You can only see that far because it's so flat.
So is our plan to hunt this thing from above, trap it somehow, and maybe roll a rock on top of it, smoosh all the heads at the same time?
Well, we'd have to
I
find
must
the
have
cave.
missed something. What are we fighting again? I was peeing, and I thought that we were fighting boats monsters.
No, likely a Hydra. Remember, we talked about the Hydra earlier.
I didn't talk about the Hydra.
Yeah, he was.
Joel talked about the Hydra. I didn't know
you
that
told
it was the same thing.
Kirko he was an idiot for not knowing what the Hydra was, remember?
Right, I remember talking about a Hydra. I didn't know that the Hydra was the thing that we were fighting. If I knew we were fighting a Hydra, I don't know that I'd come. I thought we were fighting
Why
boat
not?
monsters.
Why do you tell me this information now? We've walked all the way over here.
Because I thought we were fighting boat monsters, not Hydras.
Who says boat monsters are any less fierce than Hydra?
I don't.
They have cannons, after all.
And they're on the water.
Those things don't scare me. Hydras scare me.
Plus, the Hydra's in a cave.
How do you know that?
Because that's what they told us, that the creature went into a cave.
They also told us that we were fighting boat monsters. There's a bunch of liars.
Well, we can find the caves, and, we need your expertise.
Hazard pay. We forgot to ask for hazard pay. What? Okay.
I think that's included. Comes from the sack.
Oh, Zabu's awake. Good.
Zabu,
Yeah,
what do you know
that's it.
about fighting Hydras?
You hit him.
Okay,
till they
we could do
die.
that.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Can we
They die.
bait it out of the water area, maybe onto land where maybe it's less agile?
Let me think about that. And
Well, I'm
do I have any
concerned that
knowledge?
maybe something is controlling or pushing the Hydra. It
Oh.
seems quite intelligent on where it's attacking the ships. And it's relatively something new has caused
Because
this. Like,
this has only been for a few weeks, you said.
correct. And it's attacking
Hmm.
the ships in a spot where they have to kind of come closer to shore and have less maneuverability.
So what you're saying is we don't actually necessarily need to fight this Hydra. We need to find out why it's attacking the ships and stop that thing from making it attack the ships.
If that is what's going on.
I like this. This is
And-
the best plan.
But we won't bring
won't
proof
know
of
that until
great
we go into
efforts,
the
and so
cave.
there will be no Kirko
The
Correct.
The group of you
there's
make it
obvious
to the
worry on his
rise.
face.
And you guys now have kind of full visual of this gorge that spreads out below you. The largest opening across, like to get to the other side of the river, happens closest to the ocean, so it's several hundred feet across when you're right up next to the ocean, and then it narrows slightly as it continues further down. If you get up to the edge of it, it is a fairly sheer cliff face down to where you see water below you that is meeting with the waves coming off the channel, off of the galeway. But you do see it starts like 100 feet off to the east inland, a small little like path that cuts into the edge of the gorge on this side that tracks down.
And do we have any sight of the caves from here?
Give me an instinct roll.
Okay. Uh, 20 with fear, which I'll add to
you
my.
are looking down, and you can tell that the water kind of cuts underneath the edge of this cliff, giving you the impression that the caves are down at like the shore floor,
Sure.
and they cut like underneath this side of the gorge.
Okay.
You see a similar thing across the way. Can't quite tell because of the way the shadows fall how deep it goes, but there's like caves cut in underneath the sides of the gorge.
Okay. Perhaps we should climb down here. Looks like there was a path, you said, right?
Yeah, you could see a path that starts a little bit inland that starts coming down, and you see it, and then it disappears, and you're not sure if it's switchbacks or cuts into the mountain.
Okay.
There is a
There
path.
I'll go towards the path.
There are other ships that's coming through here. It is possible we could get into the caves if the Hydra goes out to attack them. Though, obviously, we don't want to sacrifice those people just for that.
Why do we need to get in the caves?
That's likely where the Hydra is.
But if the Hydra's going to come get the ships, couldn't we just wait for where it's going to get the ships at the shore?
We could, in theory.
or
don't
even at the
know.
entrance of the caves.
We don't know when the ship's coming.
Do we have? Okay, well, let's go down.
We need to be down there either way.
Yeah, so you guys head over and you start coming down this footpath, and it is a very thin path that is carved out of the side of the gorge. I'm going to need all of you. These are going to be reaction rolls, but I'm going to need all of you to give me agility. So these ones don't generate hope or fear. I just need to know what you rolled. Agility.
Just one.
Although
roll?
I don't think Zabu needs to roll because he's currently in a sack.
But hopefully Alizar rolls well.
Well, I was about to say, before we start down, I'd probably tell Zabu, you might want to get out just in case I fall.
All right. I get out the sack.
Then I will need an agility roll from
You
Zabu.
probably shouldn't fall though.
Yeah,
don't
he's
do that.
tiny. He's got a lot of room on the path. Alizar's like trying to get as close as he can to the wall and going nice and slow.
I have
I'll
advantage on these anyway.
I will spend a hope to use my slow and steady experience.
Yeah, go for it.
And what the heck, I'll spend my one from Seaborn as well. I don't want to fall.
He says it's agility. So I need to spend a hope to use an experience.
Correct.
All right, so I'll spend a hope to use my acrobatics experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
16.
And I have advantage. Ooh, 11 on the hope die. Plus 13.
That's what I got on my hope die too.
16. 19. For Zabu.
19 for Zabu.
I'm gonna
What did
spend a
Rorik get?
hope die to use blissfully ignorant of how dangerous this is.
I love it.
Yes,
And,
absolutely. You're walking with confidence and you're not even worried.
There's just like crumbling
and-
pieces falling off the edge, and you're like,
Yep.
Rorik is
exactly.
absolutely leading this right now.
I got 19.
Okay, and Jeremy?
so I got 16, and I am going to use one of my Seaborn tokens to go to 17.
Okay. Yeah, Rurik, like, not even noticing that the rest of you, like, take a second to, like, look at what you're about to do, just charges forward, like, walking down the path as if he's walking just, like, in a parking lot, if parking lots existed. It's just going straight down the path. Zabu follows relatively quickly. It's easier for him. He's smaller, so the path gives him a little more room. Kirko falters for a second, looking down at the water and the expanse below him, and knowing that just one misstep could send him crashing into the waters below. It's not the fall that scares you.
Right. Are there rocks down there? Because if there are, I want to aim for them on my way down.
So as you're thinking about that, and thinking about how you would die in this instance, you will take a stress
Okay.
as you kind of start creeping down the path.
At that point, I look back at Alizar, and then I look at Rurik, and I look back at Alizar, and I'm like, there are times I envy him.
And Alizar, meanwhile, is like face up against the rock, like shuffling on the side because of how big the shell is on his back. Just trying to shuffle down the side, and you're just like one step at a time. and like you just keep repeating that over and over and over in your head. You will also take 1 stress.
Okay.
As well, but none of you fall, and you guys are making your way down the path. Rurik and Zabu. Well, Rurik doesn't notice, but Zabu, you notice that the two of you are creating some distance between your other 2 party members as they're slowly making their way down this path. The two of you,
Slow and steady.
Rurik in the lead, come to the point where like you come down maybe about 50, 60 feet. There's still like another 100 feet or more below you. When visually the path seems to end, but when you get to the path, you look and it continues like into the mountain, like into a little tunnel into the mountain.
I will go into the mountain, and I will call back. The trick is, if you don't be afraid, then you can't be scared. He'll like nod to himself and continue on.
Sound advice.
Rurik, you continue into this tunnel. It is dark. Once you like move like 10 to 15 feet inside the tunnel, it's dark. There's like no light coming in the direction that you're heading. So in order for you to see, you would need to like light a torch or something to continue down the tunnel.
I'll stop and listen first before lighting a torch.
Sure. Give me an instinct roll.
I got a 11 with hope.
So you can take the hope. You hear the distant mutterings of your friends. You hear Kirko just going, aim for the rocks. Aim for the rocks. Rock for the rocks. And like eventually start kind of like making it like a song as he's traveling down the road, while you hear the very like rhythmic kind of under breath words of 1 step at a time, 1 step at a time from Althazar. You don't hear Zabu at all until you look down and it's right there.
Please don't bite me.
Why would I bite you?
I don't know why you bite anyone.
Bite people because they deserve to be bitten.
Oh,
What have you done to deserve to be bitten?
I don't think anything. Have I?
Right. Oh, unless you would have been bitten. That's how this works.
Oh, very good, very good. Thank you.
Kirko and Althazar, you make it to where the path turns into the tunnel, and you can hear the distant discussion of biting, like 20 feet in. But it's dark.
Yeah, I'll light a torch if I have one. Yes, I do.
Yeah, everybody starts with torches. So, you strike one up. Light blooms within the tunnel. You now can see about 30, maybe 40 or 50 if you strain your eyes feet ahead of you. Down this tunnel. The tunnel just continues sloping downward and inward.
I'm just gonna say that when you slip up like that, and you say you see 30 or 40 heads, and we know we're going in to fight a Hydra, it does not make my gut feel any better. What do you see?
You guys continue going forward.
Oh yeah, Alazar's very slowly moving down, trying to catch up. Well, not
Oh, you guys are in the
Okay.
tunnel now. You guys have the four of you have joined up in the tunnel. Rurik has lit a torch, and you can see from the torch about 30 to 40 feet ahead of you.
I hear a roaring sound. Maybe it's just the waves. Or the highway right outside my window.
Or the wind.
That's
through
my
Could be the
window.
wind, yes. Are there any signs of this creature?
Give me an instinct roll.
I want to roll things.
So
Allison,
bad, so sad.
Yeah. Do we know if Zabu or Rurik have any tracking skills?
I don't think we would need them with your shell powers.
Look what you've done.
I mean, I can try.
What'd you roll, Jeremy?
That's a 10 with fear.
With? Yeah, you look around and no signs of a Hydra, but also like this tunnel is small. Would a Hydra fit in here? You don't think a Hydra could fit in here?
Must have to go deeper.
Yeah, I mean, we are. If you come from the top, maybe this leads down to the bottom?
Certainly downward.
Okay. Oh, this one we're not having to worry about bouncing and all that, correct?
It's a dark tunnel into the
Okay.
mountain.
I'll come up to take the lead with Rurik.
Yeah, there's not quite enough room for the two of you to go side by side, but you can go comfortably single.
I will go behind him and be monitoring the shell for any changes.
Mm-hmm. Althazar, you move forward, leading the group down this tunnel. The tunnel doesn't ever really do like a switchback. It kind of just keeps moving deeper and deeper at a steady downward slope.
Okay.
You guys walk, maybe 100 feet or so when you see that the way that the light catches at like before, like the way that it caught in the tunnel, there's something different about like the end of what the light's catching, as if it's opened up somehow.
Okay. And try to slowly move up to see.
Yeah. Are the rest of you following stealthily, or are you holding your position when he's like...
I'll follow stealthily unless you were like, wait.
Yeah, he was just more like, be quiet.
Okay.
Okay, in
Yeah,
that case,
follow.
I need a group stealth roll, which is a group finesse roll, which means that you will pick one of the four of you to lead the roll, and then the rest of you will roll, and depending on how you do, that'll affect their roll.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the rogue has the highest finesse.
I was gonna say.
So I'm assuming.
And I have advantage.
You definitely don't want me leading it.
Great. So I'll have the other
Thanks.
three of you roll your finesse rolls first and tell me what you get. None of these rolls generate hope.
For this, do we roll just one d12 or both d12s for this?
Both.
Okay.
Still a full roll.
Cool, thanks. Nice.
10.
Does this count as a dangerous place?
In regards to what ability?
Stealth expertise.
Ooh, let me see it. The answer would be yes. As far as the changing other people's role to hope or fear, there's no hope or fear on this because it's a group role.
Alright. Okay. But can I change mine?
Yes, you
Okay.
can. Sorry, Ryan, what did you get?
I got a 10.
Jeremy?
I got a 20.
Lastly, our Althazar.
Yep. With my -1, I got a 17.
Nice.
Great. So you will have a +1 to the roll, plus whatever other stuff you have. But you'll have a +1 to your roll.
So that'll be 20 total, but I rolled fear, so I'm just gonna mark a stress to change it to hope.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I rolled that
Go
11
for it.
on fear, 11 and 10, but yeah, I'm gonna just roll that. So it's gonna be 20 total. I'm doing that correct.
Awesome. Yeah, you, the group of you, like, as soon as he makes that sign, kind of soften your footfalls and begin to slowly move forward. Althazar is the person that's in the lead. You can see the closer you get that the tunnel ends. There's some sort of larger opening. The light is not reflecting off of anything like further in, but there is some sort of larger opening. As you creep closer and closer and get to where the opening is, you see that there is like a rocky pathway that cuts down to the right, and with only and that you're in some sort of large chamber. You could see water underneath coming in. There's sunlight from the setting sun reflecting off of the water that is like waving in. You look, peer off to the left, and you can see where the river, like the waves that are pushing in. You look off to like the middle and to the right, and the cave just kind of extends into darkness.
Okay.
And there's a pathway that is now curling around the side of the cave. You can't quite see exactly where it goes. It's got a very small like tilt downward, as if it's still going down towards the ground, but it's just going deeper and deeper into where the cave becomes dark.
Well, I don't see the creature. Let's keep moving forward. Keep your eyes out, though.
Yeah, so you guys keep following this this trail, and eventually you get to the part where the torch starts furthering where you can see again. You've caught up to where the light reflecting from outside has no longer can reach further in, and eventually you see that the pathway that's curving around lands onto like a larger platform that then has some stone carved steps that go down to like the sandy shore underneath. If you keep moving out onto the platform, you can see that it extends further back into the.
And it looks like they're man-crafted steps, or just kind
Oh
of.
yeah, like all of these, the path that you've been on has seemed very much like crafted as if like people that wanted to come down and hang out like on the shore down here.
Okay.
This whole path has seemed very purposely crafted, not just like a mountain goat path or something.
Gotcha. Well, do we continue going?
So are you going to go down the steps to the shore, or are you going to continue further along this flat platform?
The flat platform goes deeper into the cave, right?
Yeah, it goes deeper into the mountain.
I mean,
Yeah, you guys move out, and it doesn't take long. You step maybe another 20 feet deeper into this platform when the mountain becomes visible, like in front of you, like the rock becomes visible in front of you. And off to the right, there is a 20-foot like entrance to a cave that pushes further back.
Okay, look, before we continue, I want to say something to you. I know I'm not always the most likable person, but I do appreciate that you are my friends and that we have formed this team. And I believe that whatever it is that we face, if we face it together, then we can overcome it. Like, do you remember that time, Zabu, when when Frances Farmer tried to drain you because she was like the vampire and she was about to eat you, and the three of us, like, we saved you and then we kicked her ass? Something like that. But I know that this will be like Frances Farmer with like multiple heads and much larger. What I'm trying to say is, together we can do this. And I'm going to grant everyone a rally die.
All right. What's a rally die?
So, it's a d6. When you want to, you can spend it on an action roll, reaction roll, damage roll, or to clear stress.
Yeah,
And
so
you'll
each
add
of
it
you
to the roll.
now, each of you now has a d6 that, actually I believe it's a d8.
Oh,
Because it
you were
increases at level
correct.
5.
At level 5, yes. So d8, sorry about that.
So yeah,
And
you each now have a d8 that you can spend to either increase your action roll to hit, increase your reaction roll, increase damage, or to clear stress.
I do assume, because it says, like, your party, it doesn't include myself, right? I don't give myself a rally die.
You're a part of the party.
No, it says give yourself and each of your allies.
Oh, nice. D8 it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Rurik, I think it's shell time.
You think it's shell time?
Yeah, I bet that cave over there. But don't charge it. Let's try to catch it off guard.
I mean, okay.
I can feel it. Something that over there is probably our problem.
Okay. He'll like drop the torch and take out his long sword and short sword. So the torch is just like sputtering on the ground.
All right, I'll pick up the
Yeah.
torch.
Yeah, so the group of you, I guess, start to move into this 20-foot tall cavern tunnel off of this platform, and you guys start moving down into it with the light, with your torch lighting the way. And you guys walk for 50 feet, 100 feet. Alazar, are you in the lead?
Yes.
Give me an instinct roll.
All right. Five. That is hope, though.
Yeah, you can take the hope. All you can hear is the sound of the ocean, the slight echoing of your footsteps, like the slight brushing of footsteps against the stone, and the ocean and river behind you.
All right.
When
Dun, dun, dun.
you don't have time to react, but the torchlight flecks off of something. 1, 2, 3 pairs of eyes as they turn and look at you. You can't see the body. All you can see is the glint of firelight
Oh, yeah.
off of 3 pairs of eyes as they stare you down. Yeah, so we're gonna go into action tracker mode. So I will spend some fear to get myself started. So just so you know, I had a full bank of fear.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah.
guys. So I am spending 2 of those fear for 4 action tokens right now. And spending 2 of them as out of the darkness, you don't see anything, but this horrifying screech that echoes and blends and bangs off of the walls comes crashing into all of you. All of you will lose 2 hope.
All right.
And 2 heads come crashing down at you, Alzar.
Oh, of course.
And both of those hit.
Oh, yeah.
You have an evasion of 4.
I do.
So uh 31 points of physical damage
From both of them?
from the first one.
First one.
Nope, that's from the first one.
Okay.
Which I believe you reduced by 15 automatically, and then so that would leave you with 16.
Yeah. There's no use spending armor for
and-
16. 'Cause it just still keep me at 1.
That is 28 points of physical damage from the second one, which becomes 14. Sorry, 13.
So another 1 hit point.
As the left and right head
Actually,
swoop timed in down at you,
Yeah.
biting at your
Actually,
feet.
I'll use my free armor slot for short rest to make that 0.
Yeah, go for it. So the first one comes biting in at you and leaves a gash of a bite across your left arm, while the second one you manage to turn and it glances off the shell on your back. You can't see the body yet, but you see these long heads that are attached to long necks that disappear into the darkness, and the glinting of another pair of eyes hiding in the dark. That brings it to you guys.
Well, I'll probably jump in first since it's attacking me. I think we would want to start with Unstoppable.
Yeah, does that take an action?
Nope, it's once per long rest.
Perfect.
And so I will pull out my magic axe and try to move forward and swing at the creature.
Sure. There are 2 heads that are right next to you that attacked. You can also move further in if you want to.
Yeah, I think
Fine.
it'd probably be scarier if I went against its, try to get its body. I think that would get the creature's attention more, so I'll try to move in towards its body.
Yeah, so you push in, and as you push in, are you still holding the torch?
No, I'll be using my magic axe.
Okay. As you push in and run in, you can't quite see where the body is at, but you run in to like a clawed foot, so you have a good sense of where its body is, even though you can't see.
If anybody's able to make
so-
some light, it might be useful. And,
So if you go to attack, it will be at disadvantage.
okay. Alright, so my Unstoppable dice starts at 1. Do I attack yet? Yeah, I probably should. Just try to get its attention. Well, it's at least with hope. But it is not going to hit the broadside of a barn.
So you go and try to swing up at where you think its body is, and just hit air.
Sure.
And as your axe is coming down and slams into the stone next to you, the middle head swoops down from the top, from over the top of you, and goes to bite you.
All right.
At advantage, because it can see in the dark.
Sure.
Yep, that will hit because that was 14.
Sure.
And that 29 points of physical damage, which I don't think you mean you take nothing.
It'll do nothing to me.
As it bites down on you, it can't get perches, and just the teeth clink off of your armor and your shell on your. Back to you.
So
I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was going to. Do I hear or see anything from Alazar?
Yeah. All three of you would have seen two heads come out of the darkness, take synchronized bites at him, and then him yell and charge off into the darkness after he dropped the torch on the ground right in front of you guys. So there's still two heads with long necks looking at the three of you now as Althazar charged into the darkness.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just swing my swords at the closest head.
Yeah, go for it. The left head is closest to you.
Okay. I got a 14 with fear.
That will miss.
Okay, then I gain a.
However, I'm gonna take the fear, and it can stay with your guys' turn. So
Okay.
you go and rush up and try to swing down at it, and the head just kind of swoops further to the left, and so now the neck has extended further out, and the head is just like behind you now, between you and Kirko and.
Cool. Because I failed the roll with fear, I gain a hope from Call of the Brave, and I will let someone else do something.
Looking at the head that's right in front of me, and knowing that it's been attacking strangely, because or it started showing up a few weeks ago, I am going to reach out with my mind and in its head say, we don't really want to fight you. We just are here to find out why you're attacking the boats. Can you stop for a moment and just have a conversation with us or me? Whatever's easiest.
Give me a present.
That is critical double 11s.
Nice.
Okay, so you can take a hope.
I will do so.
Clear a stress as well. You hear in your head, like in response, you came to my home. I don't negotiate. And it's just like echoing, like within your head.
Right.
Like rocks crumbling, like terrifying ocean waves crashing. It's just echoing within your head.
Meow. I mean, What if we left your home and then had a conversation?
Leave and find out.
I will shout to everyone that it doesn't like us trespassing. And maybe we should back off and see if it will have a conversation with us after we stop trespassing. And I'm going to back up playing doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The only one that's been hurt is Alazar right so far, right? And you're down 2?
Nah, 1. Just 1. Yep.
You can't see him currently.
Is he
Because
close?
he ran off into the darkness.
Right.
He's just outside of close range.
Okay.
You would know this because you can see about close range from the torch.
Okay.
And he disappeared into the darkness.
All right, I'm going to wait on... I'm going to back up a little bit, but wait on the rest of the stuff because I want to be able to bolster Alazar as well. So that's the end of my turn.
Anybody else have anything they want to do? Zabu?
So we're backing up. We're not fighting this thing at all. As you see Zabu start to conjure and shape the shadows.
You do you, Zabu.
I mean, you said you talked to him. So, sure. Alazar's already in there, so what I'm gonna do is just, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold off this turn. You know.
So, if you don't have anything you want to do, you can hold something if you want to. Like, say that I'm going to do this if something happens, if you want to.
Yeah, okay. So
Otherwise...
I'm gonna back up with Kirko, and then if this Hydra just keeps attacking, then I'm gonna cast Shadowbind, but I'm gonna hold off right now.
Alazar and sorry, and Uruk, you just heard Kirko shout, "It doesn't want us here. We should leave."
No shit. It doesn't want to. We don't want it here either. I'm gonna swing at it.
The left head that circled around you, or the right head that's...
Even or odd.
odd, yes.
Okay, yeah, then the left head, the one that circled around me.
Yeah, go for it. Roll an attack.
All right. That is a 28.
With...
Hope.
Okay, so take your hope. That will hit. What kind of damage is this? This is physical or magical damage?
This is physical damage.
Okay. Roll your damage.
I will roll my damage. Thanks. And so it was kind of like wrapping around me. Is that like, or trying to get?
Yeah. So it's like neck is to the left of you as its head has circled behind you.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, well, first, 15, 26 points of physical damage.
26 points of physical damage?
Yeah. And I am going to use Battle Strategist, and as it's kind of swinging his head kind of behind me, like it's almost trying to like flank me with its head, I'm gonna make as though I'm going towards the exposed neck, but then kind of flip the reverse on the long sword and stab it back towards the head behind me. So I will mark a stress, and they have to mark a stress.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
two things.
Well,
Would this warrant me saying, okay, I guess we're fighting it and cast a spell?
yeah, absolutely.
Right. Second thing, I think I've been rolling wrong. Do I add the 2 dice and then just whichever one's the
Yes.
highest?
You're gonna do so much better going forward. Just think of it that way.
You're like, how the hell did you get
Yes,
a
you add the
24?
2
Right.
dice and tell me which one
Yes.
is higher.
How do you get a 28 on a D12? What the,
It's amazing.
I've just been
We're using
taking
new
one-
math to do
I've just
this.
been taking one and then adding whatever into the entire time. That's fun.
Well, luckily this was you didn't do it out in combat yet, so it's fine.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shadow bind it. I'm gonna spellcast roll against all enemies within how many heads are within very close range?
2 heads are currently within.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I want to.
well, actually, let me correct that. He just slid back into the eye of one of the heads and just pierced straight into the brain of the head, and the head kind of drops before getting kind of sucked back towards the body. So there's only
Okay.
one head visible to you
Alright.
right now.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna shadow bind that one. I guess make it easier for everybody. I don't know what's the success.
No, so spellcast roll is against the difficulty of the monster, which I know. So just
Oh,
tell
okay,
me,
okay.
tell
All right.
me what you
100%. Yeah. That is a 14 with fair.
with
Yeah.
fear. Yeah, you reach out and the shadows like come out and try to form a net over the top of this head that is visible to you. But as it does that, the head just does this kind of crazy maneuver where it backs up and you see like the neck muscles kind of scrunch up as the head swoops back as the netting falls empty, and as it scooches back, it's like one of those wind-up cars where you have to roll it back and then you can release it and it goes forward. And so the head swoops forward straight towards you, Zabu. No, that was a natural 1, so it does not hit you.
That was close.
That as well. You guys can't see that part happening. However, as it swoops you, all of you can hear echoing out of the darkness, and Alazar, like right above you, that terrifying screech again, and you all lose 2 hope.
Okay.
What if only had
Yeah, you can't lose. You don't go negative. You just lose the hope that you have.
fun?
Yeah.
I need hope for things.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
No, that's one of the That's one of the. They don't got like magic stuff like some of the other monsters do, but they can
Yep.
make you hopeless.
Well, seeing that probably there's been no light come in, and the other ones don't seem to follow me, and I'll pull back up next to Rurik or Zabu. Zabu got attacked by a head, right?
Yeah, you didn't hear that, but you have heard the sounds of fighting behind
Sure.
you, and as you step back out, yeah, you see a head that is like face to face with Zabu.
Yeah.
All right.
Its neck is to the right of you.
All right. Well, I will try to cut into it with the axe.
Yeah,
I will go
for it.
slow and steady because we're giving it plenty of action tokens anyway.
Yes, so that means I get 2, and you get advantage.
That would be a crit, actually.
Ooh.
Double
Nice.
11s. Yeah. So.
Yeah, take that hope, clear that stress.
Yep. Let's see, and that'll raise my unstoppable dice by 1. because I
Sweet.
did damage. $53 points of magic damage.
Magic damage.
Yes. Yeah, I'm using a hallowed axe.
All right. 56 points of.
53.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you slice straight through this neck, and the head and a large portion of the neck just fall down to the ground next to the group of you. The head that was facing you down, Zabu, is just, well,
I bite it.
dead. She's dead.
Unless it's Carly's turn.
He rolled a critical. It's not my turn.
Hello, Raiders. Thank you for joining us. Everyone hears the plucking of a guitar, and then this sad, melancholy tune begins to play as Kirko sings about the heartbreak that it would be for there not to be a Kirko Day officially in towns across the land. Everyone's going to gain one hope.
Nice.
Does that take an action?
Mm-mm. It doesn't say anything about an
Yes,
action.
it does. It says if it's under your troubadour stuff, it says you can use an action to perform each song.
Oh, it's up there. I see where it is. Okay, thank you. Yeah, like when you play a heartbreaking song, is that an action? But makes sense.
Yeah, you guys all take a hope as you hear the strumming of Kirk O'Bain behind, well, next to you. There are no visible Hydra heads at the moment. However, you can hear creature moving. Have a moment to act if you wish. Well, if nobody's gonna act,
Yeah.
I'll take my turn.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you. The creature comes out into the light. You finally see the claws, and you see these long, spindly necks. There's still 3 of them. And they come down towards you. One is going to strike at Alazar, one is going to strike at Kirko, and one is going to strike at Zabu. Kirko, that hits. Sorry, no, that was Alazar that hits. Kirko, what's your evasion?
11.
Okay, that misses. And Zabu, what's your evasion?
14.
That hits. So 2 hit, 1 miss.
well, I'll mark a stress to take Zabu's attack.
Okay, so you're gonna take both of them. One and 1 P5.
Okay, it bounces off of me.
The second one is 32.
And that one will bounce off of me as well.
You still don't take anything, or did you use an armor
No, I
slot to
took
have it
nothing.
bounce off?
So my armor went up by 3 during Unstoppable, and the one I block on Zabu also adds my strength. So that put me at
Gotcha.
22 armor for that attack.
Dang.
Gotcha. Yeah, so those all three strike down with basically hands and mouths. Your friend Alizar just holding back the storm as it tries to connect down on all of you.
Oh, we're gonna need some help.
It's back to you guys.
I'm gonna spend a hope to look around, and I see that there's like some debris from ships that have washed in, and maybe some bones of things that have died, and just various rocks. And I kind of just gesture at them, and they begin to roll together, and they like stand up in a kind of humanoid shape, and lumber towards the Hydra.
All right, what are you doing?
I use create construct.
Oh, okay.
Now the question
What
is,
does that
do I?
specifically?
Oh, we just made a little guy that I can make attack. But I have to roll to make him attack, and now I'm concerned that if I roll with fear, that I'm going to give over control of the turn. So does anyone else want to do anything?
I'm gonna attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll also spend a hope.
Go for it, guys.
So yeah, I'm gonna spend a hope to conjure some throwing blades. My rain of
Yeah.
blades spell. So do I have? So all three heads are up, right?
All three heads are in front of you.
All right. So do I have to make a roll against
No.
a roll for each
No,
separate?
no.
Okay, just one roll.
Yeah, it's one creature.
Where
Where the heads are and all of that is more flavor. Everything is just attacking one creature. What'd you roll?
That's that. 18.
With
Hope.
Woohoo!
take your hope, and that just hits. Roll your
Oh.
damage.
Lucky ducky. Alright, so that's 3d8 plus 2. I guess this is to all of them.
It's just to the creature once.
Okay.
We're just flavoring it. Like, you can totally have the like blades shooting out at all of the heads,
Right.
but it's only taking the damage once.
Plus 2, 11. And is Alizar within melee of it?
Yes.
Because I'm at 11 right now, so it's sneak attack. So question. So I spent a hope to make that attack. So my sneak attack says I can.
Yeah, you have to spend
add-
extra hope.
Okay, I wanted to
To
clarify.
get the 1d6 automatically, you have to spend more hope to.
Yeah, all right. I just wanted to clarify. You can also spend any number of. Okay. So that's 2. So that's 9. 13 points of damage. As I shape blades from the darkness and fire after the Hydra. And
Yeah,
just
so
peppers his hide.
you start throwing these daggers that are like magically formed in your hand, and you're throwing it and throwing it and throwing it, and you realize that even though the blades are striking, they're not doing any damage. They're just glancing off the scales, and you get the impression that for the moment, it's immune to magic damage.
That wasn't magic.
Yes,
Or
it was a
just-
spell.
Okay, all right. It didn't say magic. It didn't say magic on the damage roll. So I was just saying, but it's fine. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That
It
makes
says,
sense.
and all targets you succeed against take a D8
Oh,
magic
that's
damage.
it. Does say that.
using your proficiency.
Yeah.
Never mind. The argument was void.
Rurik, go ahead. You're on mute, I think.
Yep, I'm gonna like flourish, go from like the reverse grip again, and like swing the sword around and jump towards the darkness. You know, kind of where the like closer.
Oh, you can see the body now. It's
okay.
moved into the firelight.
Yeah, okay. Then I'm gonna kind of do a leaping charge at it. I'm kind of shrugging off all caution. And so I'm using Call of the Blade. Once per long rest, I can clear 2 stress and gain 2 hope. And I am going to attack. And that is a 18 with hope.
Hits. Take your hope.
Okay, and then and then this is 3d8. I am going to no, that's fine. 19 30 points of physical damage.
Nice. Yeah, you run and jump and like leap off the back of the shell of Alazar as it's holding the heads, and come and do a twisting swing and cut down on the middle head, and it just drops. And there's 2 heads pressing into Alazar right now.
And kind of as I do that, I'll also kind of, when I kind of land, do a little bit of a feint so that the 2 remaining heads kind of, if they were to both attack, would like struggle because of like my positioning. Again, that's just using a stress to give them a stress.
Okay. So, for future notice, the Call of Brave ability does say what ritual you perform, which presumes it takes an amount of time, that you cannot do it like in the middle of battle. It's fine for now, but for future notice. And then what was the other thing that you were doing to do this?
The battle strategist. After a successful attack roll, you can describe how you outmaneuver your target.
Yep. And then they will take that stress.
Hey, Carly.
Yeah.
I know this is a retcon, but yeah, I'm just going to throw this out there. If you want to say no, that's also okay. There's a thing that is not under Rally, which I did earlier. It is under the Troubadour at the very bottom. Your rallying also helps steal the courage of those who listen. Anyone who receives a rally die gains either a hope or clears a stress.
I don't know that it would have mattered because you did it before the battle started.
But if they would have like gained a hope going into the...
Yeah, but I've gotten rid of a bunch of hope.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I think right now, for future, yes, but also you hadn't really used much stress before the battle.
Yeah, I was more about the gaining the hope. As Rurik makes this landing and is trying to get them to maybe attack like across or whatever and having a hard time, I start like doing like hard strumming on my guitar, and it's like coming out real grungy and stuff, and I sing something about crap, I didn't think about this part. I don't know what I'm singing about. I sing something, and I'm going to make the Hydra temporarily vulnerable by playing an epic song.
Yeah, how do you make them vulnerable? What is the effect?
I think the awesome noise that I'm making, they don't really appreciate it. They're not connoisseurs of grunge folk. It's kind of a new thing in this area, and so they're like twisting their heads and they're trying to like not listen to it, and so they're just like a little they're not paying as much attention, and so attacks are going to do more damage. I'm assuming I can't make them vulnerable.
Attacks are easier to hit. They don't do more damage.
Oh, gotcha.
Vulnerable gives you advantage.
Gotcha.
But with that, I am going to spend a fear to interject into this awesomeness that is happening. So as that like grunge music echoes within the heads that you can still see, they just roar and try to blind out the pain and the confusion. So all of you will lose 2 hope.
Was close.
Haha, I don't have any hope. Haha.
And the 2 heads are going to both swing down at you, Kirko.
See, within
Well,
range
this is
of
a natural 20. Luckily for you, I don't do double damage.
might want to jump in
I'll
and
answer
take
that in 1 second. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm just calculating math. The other one was an 11. Is that hit?
That is my evasion, so yes.
Okay. He is within range of you. You would have to spend separate stresses to block both attacks.
Yep. I'll jump in with both. I'll spend 2 stress.
$29 for the first one,
Bounces off.
and $32 for the second.
Bounces off.
As the 2 heads try to come down on
just-
the frantically strumming Kirko as our big turtle Alizar just comes in over the top of them as a human shield,
My eyes are closed.
turtle shield.
I'm just strumming away and I peek out through one eye. I'm not dead.
Alazar's like standing over you with his arms up, holding the shield. And
That's back to you guys.
I guess I'll try to attack the Hydra. He's vulnerable, so there's no reason for me to give him extra action tokens, right?
Correct. You will just get advantage.
18, 22, but unfortunately fear.
Alrighty. Oh, that hits.
Okay. That'll be really crappy damage. 13 magic damage, and we'll move my rally dice up by 1.
You mean your unstoppable dice?
Yeah, sorry. Not my
Okay.
rally, yes. Unstoppable.
Are you keeping
Oh.
track of your Seaborn dice too?
Yes.
Okay.
So that
Back
does bring it back to me. And the 2, all of you see 2 heads appear over the top, glooming out of the darkness, and there are now 4 heads in front of you. It's your turn.
Why don't we? I'd like to try. I called a Zabu and Alizar and say, "We need to do this all at once," and spend 3 hope to trigger whatever it's called, the tag team action.
Tag team.
Nice.
Well, yeah. Who are you initiating with? Because you can only initiate with 1 person.
I'll do it with Zabu. So we are going to, and I forget how this works, so you'll have to remind me.
Yeah, so basically, you guys are going to do a combo attack. Explain to me what you want your attack to look like. Then you will both roll your duality dice, and you'll get to choose which of the results you want to use. And then your damage gets combined together, presuming you hit.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to coordinate this. There's 4 heads. I have both my long sword and short sword out, so I kind of want to do this and I'm all up in the mix. The 2 heads just went beyond me, so I'm just going to be kind of hacking at the body, and kind of blendering, like as much as I can, just really just instead of trying to go for heads, get into the body of this thing and then keep going at the same injury over and over, and then call for Zabu to kind of coordinate his strike.
What Zabu's gonna do is when during the Rurik's attack, when he goes up with a strike, I'm on the blade itself. When he goes up, he launches me in the air, and I come down and I take out my returning blade and my small dagger, and I do a spinny spin, and I just use the gravity to add force to the attack to just strike right in the midst of where he's striking.
Right, so are you using your returning blade or are you using your small dagger?
Returning blade. I think I'm gonna use the small dagger.
Right.
Because I wasn't sure if it's still immune to magical damage, right? Small dagger.
Yeah, so both of you give me your duality rolls. You get to add your applicable stat to the roll. I believe it's finesse for Zabu. I believe the dagger is still finesse. And then...
Yeah, I got 20.
I got
with hope.
I got 22 with fear.
So you're probably going to want to take the one with hope.
Yeah.
Which means that, Rurik, you'll gain a hope. That does hit, so both of you can roll your damage.
Okay.
Then this does my sneak account count for this as well?
Yes, you can add the additional d6.
$18 and 11. It's 29 points of physical damage.
Nice.
For the rally die, can it be used for damage too, Jeremy?
Yes.
I will add 5 to that, so 34.
The rally dice was what, a D8 or a D6?
It was a
D8.
D6. Oh no.
It's a d8.
D8.
Yeah, I'm gonna add it as well. So
Oh,
right
wow.
now.
Well, I had rolled.
So 19 for me.
Okay, so 34
that's a
plus 19 is 53. 53 points of damage. And it's a good thing you decided to use your dagger, otherwise it would have negated all of this damage.
Yeah.
Because it would have made the whole attack magical.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I'm going to also, as I'm kind of driving in, suddenly, kind of as the kind of conclusion of our coordinated attack, I'm gonna suddenly not back out of range or anything, but pull both my weapons back to kind of act as a feint or to put them a little off balance and take a stress to deal a stress.
You don't need to do that because you go blendering inside and you're just cutting swaths of chunks of meat out of the body of this Hydra. And Zabu almost like jumps and appears as some sort of like avenging gremlin over the top of you with its little dagger, and just does one of those like slide, like if you ever seen like in the like action movies when somebody takes like a dagger or something into like one of those like large like curtains and like slides down the wall, and just does that down the entire like front of the Hydra, and it lets out this last burst of screeching pain before all the heads like drop as if they were being held up by puppet strings. I will need everybody except for Kirko to give me an agility reaction.
Yeah. That'd be a whole 14.
Does this count as balancing and or climbing?
No, it does not.
Yeah, I got
Nice looking out, though.
I got a 14 as well.
Okay.
Can I use my acrobatics experience for this?
Absolutely.
Full
Can spend a hope if you have it.
Oh, I thought it was taking this. No, I thought it was taking a stress. Never mind. Never mind then. That is wow. That's an 11 for me.
Yeah, so Kirko, from your vision, you just saw this really cool epic slide by Zabu down the whole front of the Hydra before the Hydra like drops, and the three of them are just like buried underneath the body.
Yeah, I'm assuming a 10
Hydra.
also doesn't make it, right?
Oh, you didn't have to
You
do it because
weren't.
you were slightly out of range.
So my construct kind of like turns around and looks at me and shrugs as it sees that, Zabu has just annihilated this thing along with Rurik, and then just gets crushed along with it and taking damage. It is no longer a construct.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, to your eyes, you're the last one standing.
I will absolutely tell wondrous stories of your bravery.
The other three of you are each going to take 2 hit points of damage as this giant, massive monster falls over the top of you, and you can't get out of the way.
All right.
I
As
begin.
it's falling on me, I'm giving like Zabu the Terminator thumbs up as I'm slowly disappearing. Good job. You'll take 2 stress off if you have any. Actually, sorry, that'd be for Rurik. We both lose 2 stress.
Okay, cool.
My
As I work my way through,
dagger
slowly
got stuck.
carving the heads off of these, I'm lamenting my friends and talking about how I will remember them, and then like I uncover one, I'm like, oh, well, you're still alive. I mean, that's probably for the best, right?
I'm gonna just shadow step. My dagger got stuck. That's why it crushed me. But at the last second, the shadow before it hits the ground, the shadow that was there, I just and just come out the other side. Hey, see if you can get my dagger.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Toss it over to you.
That cartoon thing. When
I'm
you
like
saw
stuck on my back, trying
Right?
to roll side to side.
Oh, this one's
To
still
try
alive.
to turn over.
Oh,
The turtle's stuck on his back and can't get up.
I imagine it's that cartoon thing because you saw everybody get crushed, and I asked for my dagger. You hand me my dagger. And you're like, wait a minute.
right.
Yeah, so, I mean, you uncover the rest of your friends, you cut off the heads, then you have to figure out how to get all the heads back to Breezehome if you want to take them back there.
I mean, we're obviously taking them back there.
There's like
There would
8.
have been... Yeah, 8.
8?
Yeah, 8 heads.
Kirko, we're not taking back 8 heads. You get one.
We're going to take them back.
You get it. If you can carry all 8 heads, you get all 8.
Maybe.
Why do you get a head start?
And I think that is where we will leave it for this
find-
one shot.
We'll find some driftwood and just walk down the shore.
Right.
And having the heads kind of floating with us.
I feel like Kirko on one hand is staring at the water, and there's
But
just
Kirko
this like tremor going up his spine. But in his head, he's imagining Kirko Day and like the confetti falling down as he's like in the front of the parade, and like he has the big like scepter and everything. And so if any ships do pass by, he probably would be like, hey, we could just load these up on the ship and get there faster.
I knew I could convince him to Kirko Day.
Awesome. Carly, that was awesome. Thank you so much for running, 2 putting up with, well, my bullcrap and everyone else's shenanigans.
Fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope Sid enjoyed their first introduction to Daggerheart after they figured out that they were rolling wrong.
I was rolling horribly. I was adding one, like, I got 12, I got 10. Everybody's like, yeah, I got 38. How? It's a deal.
We've got those extra
Playing
sided,
with a bunch of
12-sided
cheaters.
dice. Right? Why don't we do a round of outros? I know we went a little long, so I don't want to keep you all too much longer, but let's say who you are, who you played, and if you have anything that you want to share that's coming up, any other channels that you're on, or stuff that's coming up on this channel, feel free to talk about that, and we will... I feel like Carly went last, so Carly, why don't you start off?
Sure. Hi, guys. I'm Carly Steigen. I make dice. I play games. I run games. Been doing a lot of Daggerheart over here. Wanderer's Haven. We're building out some crazy, funky world. Don't really know what else is going to happen in the Broken Spine. We haven't even visited the Shortlands yet, so we'll see. Next week we will be having another adventure within the Broken Spine, but this time we will be up in Nashville with a G.
Good Nashville.
Which is up north with a whole other set of adventures. And then I am also playing in a one-shot on channel Hit Points Not Required on Monday.
Nice.
Check that out as well. I will be playing a 3-legged tabaxi warlock.
Did you say a 3-legged tabaxi?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to tune in for this to figure
They're missing an arm.
Oh.
No, they're missing an arm. They're missing an arm. They're like a 3-legged cat.
They got
I was
cursed
like,
and
wow.
their tail was turned into a leg that they just kind of got to drag.
Fortunate.
Shit, I was going to say something, and I completely blotted
Yeah.
that out of my head.
I'm going to ping that over to Jason.
Nice.
All right, I'm Jason. You can catch me here playing games. I'll be in Bad Blood a week from Saturday. And then we'll be back on Daggerheart here in about a month. So
Go. We lost
it's gonna be
Ryan.
a lot of fun. You can catch me on here playing games too, on my Twitch channel.
Fantastic.
Now I'm half Jeremy, half myself.
Oh, we've returned to our full bodies. Yay.
Oh.
Who you passing over to?
Let's go with Zabu. We
Yeah.
need the Sundance Sid.
It's me. Hey, I'm Sid. You can find me on the socials at _Sundance Sid. Also here, channel, a whole lot. Just playing quirky characters. Fun guys. I'll be here. Is it Monday? It's Monday?
Next Monday. So not this coming
Yeah.
Monday, but a week from then is the game you're thinking of.
Yeah, it's just dates, numbers, in the void. Yeah, so I'll be here again. So just come out.
That's
Check out what quirky character I'll be playing next.
I'm looking forward to it. That's the 29th of July at 8 p.m. Monday evening, we are doing a fundraiser for BIPOC Mental Health Awareness Month. You're all playing some Star Wars, which I'm super stoked to watch.
Oh yeah, Star Wars. Gotta get ready for that. And just a bunch of other places. I'll just say just follow me on the socials just to see where I'm at.
Nice.
And those times. And then I'll just jump in. Ryan.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. This was fun, and I will see. I don't have much to say other than have a great night, and I'll see you around.
You'll be on when we get back
Yeah,
to...
and I'll be on the next traditional Daggerheart game.
Yeah, in September sometime.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
I
it.
think.
Sometime.
Nice.
I will be playing games.
Hooray. And you know what? I like playing games with all of you. Thank you so much for being on the channel tonight. It's appreciated. You are always a blast. I am Jeremy. You can find me here. And if you're on socials at WH Pubs, you can head over to whpublications.com to watch as I don't update things, but I am trying to. So keep an eye over there for what's coming up as far as publishing and other streaming things. We are going to raid here in a moment. I don't think there's anything else that we missed.
Nope.
Cool.
Thanks again for judging, Carly.
Absolutely. Thank you, Carly. Thank you, Sid. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Jason. And thank you, everyone who tuned in and watched and chatted. And even if you were just lurking, hey, thanks for watching. It's definitely appreciated. Let us raid over to... I think we're going to head over to casters and cantrips. And that has been created. So thanks everybody for watching. Say hi to them over there when you get there and enjoy your evening. Take care, everybody. Bye.